Guys, can we please just get back on track? This episode is crazy. We're all over the place here. Hello and welcome to Achievement Hunting 101. I'm FufuCuddilyPoof and thank you for listening. This is level 83. As you can tell, Big L is cranky right now and is being an ass while blowing in the mic, and I'm absolutely not going to edit that out so you can hear him being an ass.
I'm an asset to this podcast, unlike you.
Absolutely.
Jerk
Also
face
joining
Magoo.
us, who is trying not to make noise while they laugh, is Corey and Nate. What's up, guys?
Hello.
Not laughing at all.
All right, there's enough of that garbage.
Boy.
No, actually, no, I take that back. If Corey wants to rap, by all means, we can do this for 2 hours.
Tennessee rap. Rap.
Give me a subject.
Flat
Go
Earth
on
Trump
for
days.
fans.
Possums.
Condoms. What? Possums. That's what I said.
Possum condoms.
That's a Toadies album.
Fork-shaped penis. And also laughing so she can say something instead of being quiet. We have with us pTartTx, or Sarah with an H. How's it going?
Hey, good. Thanks for having me back.
Kid.
Though I did have to mute a little bit to contain the laughing, but yeah. I'm waiting for Corey's rap, though.
She said possums. I heard Trump.
You'll find
condoms.
You'll find more
Tennessee.
personality in Saran wrap. So don't get me started, Corey.
I am a little too white, but
You is. You be. Whichever one that be is.
Grammar rap is the best rap, by the way.
What is the beginning of this show? I asked that a lot. I'm
I need
starting
a
to notice
beat.
I asked that a lot.
What do you get asked about? Your poor grammar? Your poor hairdo? Your poor skin tone? What do you get asked about?
No, I ask that what is this show so often because it's just a random whatever here at the beginning.
we're a variety
Sarah.
show here. We're not a single instrument band.
Well, what I can't stand is when people on other podcasts and the like talk about things unrelated to what the podcast is supposed to be about. So with that being
Such
said,
as-
Like rapping?
so with that
Like
being
we just did
said,
for the past 5 minutes.
I saw Sonic the Hedgehog, and I know you
How
guys have
was
been
it?
waiting for my expert anal assists. It was very
Anal
blue,
assist.
like the movie Blue. And
Like
You're my boy,
what?
Blue.
so you guys didn't see this yet?
Blue Man Group? No.
not yet.
No, the last movie I saw in the theater was Harry Potter 7 Part 2.
Redux. Yeah.
That's been quite a while.
Was that the one where you got to finally see Daniel Radcliffe's? Anyway, broom.
That was
His
Equus, I
broom.
believe.
I've been looking forward to it. It looks like it's going to be really good. I want to see it. I love Sonic.
I want to see it as well. So you're about to ruin it? And he's frozen.
I'm probably going to go to Sonic for a burger tomorrow, but,
I love their
Ew,
cheese
gross.
curds.
well, it's on the way to pick
Sonic
up
is so
Frozen
good.
2, so.
I love Sonic. I
Wow.
haven't had Sonic in a while.
With those burgers, you're traveling into the unknown.
I see what you did there.
Some things never change. Something
I think-
else.
I think we lost L.
That was a great
Oh.
rant, Al.
So yeah,
I mean, that's above and beyond.
are you Googling Frozen terms now?
All is found. I don't need to look these up. Some things just never change, Corey.
Will you guys just let this go?
When I'm older,
Oh, that's good.
The snow
Reviews
doesn't
are better
bother
than
me
people.
anyway. I've never actually seen them.
don't tell me we've gone too far.
I have no idea on all of these.
I've
Like,
never
honestly, when you started talking about these, I thought these were like Sonic burgers. And then he said something about Frozen. It's like, oh, you guys are quoting Frozen.
So yeah, that's a thing. I guess L's rant will come in a bit. I don't know where to go from here. I need an adult.
Kenny.
I need an adult. I'm definitely not qualified to be an adult.
Okay, it's
One
definitely
person
Nate
that is
then.
qualified to be an adult
Well.
is Nate.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
old.
Yes, I'm definitely an adult, not by choice.
So tell me about Crackdown.
Crackdown.
A game for adults.
Yes. So this past week, Mattism recruited me to come help him with Crackdown. And what we had to do was go around and defeat every boss on the highest difficulty level. And we decided, I think wisely, to start at the most difficult boss at the very end and work our way back. And we did that, and it was much better that way. I can tell you that. That first boss took us, I don't know, an hour. Basically just remembering how to scale the building, remembering how to fight the boss even, remembering what the buttons did. And then just getting through those fights. And then over the course of 2 nights, we were able to get through all the bosses. And so we knocked out that achievement. I had never played the entire game with another person. I think I played the very first level, or I killed the first boss in co-op. And then after that, I was playing solo or just quit the game. So I got 2 achievements for that. Mattism got 1. And I think we're going to try to get a little bit more done in the coming weeks. But that game's pretty fun. I do like the explosions. Basically, every time we'd load in, I would just throw a rocket. And it got to the point where that was kind of like, as soon as the level loaded, we'd just throw a rocket. Didn't matter where it went. Just blow something up and then run it. And that's kind of how we play Crackdown, apparently.
I have never really played Crackdown. I dived at... Oh, goodness, when did I dive at? 2013-ish, when it was Games with Gold? Something like that?
It's a really fun sandbox game. Just, hunting down those orbs was a game unto itself. And I don't really remember any other game doing that right away. Like making the hunting for things fun. I think that was the very first time I remember doing that.
So you're saying the orb hunting was fun?
Yeah, like I stopped playing the game to hunt the orbs.
See,
What?
the person
Yeah.
I'm sharing the couch here with has played Crackdown, and that's what caused him to quit playing the game. What?
Well, I get distracted by shiny objects, and I think that's what was happening. Is I'd be running, and I would see. I think my frame of mind at that time, and this was a long time ago, mind you, was I don't know if I'm going to be back in this part of the world anytime soon. So if I see an orb now, I have to grab it now, and then go back to where I was, and then look
now.
to see if I see another orb. And then at that point, I forget what I'm supposed to be doing in the mission, and now I'm just hunting orbs. And also, they let me jump higher, so that's always cool.
It helps when they actually do something. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. They actually give you bonuses or something like that. I remember Elle and Michelle talking about that.
Yeah, because I think the green ones, were just agility. So they help you jump higher, run faster. But then if you get the hidden ones, they give you bonuses to all of the categories. It's like shooting, driving, strength. I think that's true.
I will take your word for it. I have no idea.
So,
But
is
yeah,
this-
so...
No, go ahead.
I was just saying that I think we're going to go and try to clean up the game a little bit more. I definitely have a lot more to do than Mattism does, but I think that's something I'm going to be chipping away at for a little while.
Okay, so 2 follow-up questions. 1, does Mattism still cheat at Gears Pop?
Probably.
Dang.
And 2nd, is this the part where we ask Elle about his game, or is this the part where Corey fills in and makes his impression of Elle? Since Elle did a horrible impression of Corey last week.
I don't know what you're talking about. Elle's right here. Elle, why don't you answer?
Oh, well, you see, I saw Sonic the Hedgehog, and it was very blue. Wrestling. Thank you, Elle.
That could not have been better.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I can't wait for Elle to actually hear that.
Oh yeah, we never did get to hear your movie review.
It's blue.
Yeah,
He's a blue guy. The blue furry.
Okay, Elle, now that you're back from whatever it is that you were doing, what were you talking about with movies? Sonic, Blue, something or other?
I mean, Sonic is blue, and he curls up into a ball. So, therefore, yeah,
of course.
What? That about sums up this movie.
Are you really?
Adventures of a Blue Ball.
Adventure of Blue Balls. Yeah.
I'm down.
You're down?
I'm down.
Yeah, so this movie was, I guess it's well known best now for having some, a poor rendition of Sonic that was changed due to public outcry.
That's honestly what makes me want to see it, is the fact that they were willing to go and spend, what was it, $35 million to completely redo the movie because the internet trolled them into doing it.
Well,
or bullied them into it.
That's a coincidence, because that's about how much I spent on popcorn going to the movies. It is outrageous.
Well, you are in New York.
A popcorn and a soda is like $18. No.
You're supposed to sneak in your own food.
We don't go that often, so it's a treat, all right? And we got the $6 tickets on Tuesdays.
That's not bad.
What a treat.
I think it was like $17 or $18 for, a large popcorn that you can refill. So we got...
What?
We did that.
You pay like a quarter for a refill, don't you?
If you get a large, it was free.
Refills.
And then the soda, we refill 100,000 times. And you have those fancy machines where you get you can hit Fanta and then you can hit grape.
They're the best.
And vanilla.
Yeah, whatever.
Gross.
They're the best, but they run out so
Grapefruit.
fast. They're always out.
So anyway, I wish the game had more fan service. So maybe there was a couple little jingles from the game, but there could have been a lot more.
That fan service. That's not what I thought you were going with.
What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
no, the theater was
What kind of
really
movies do you see?
the theater was really hot. I could have used some fan service.
No, that's
is that what you were
not
thinking?
what fan service is.
Sonic the hentai.
That is what fan service is.
So, like, they say Sega, right? Is that in there?
Yeah, and the credits are cool. You got to stay for the credits, which a lot of people don't do, which is mind-boggling.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm
Not
one
even
of those
after
people.
the credits, just as soon as the credits start, people just vamoose.
Oh no, Marvel has trained me. It doesn't matter what movie I'm seeing. I got to stay till after the credits. Damn
You
you,
don't
Marvel.
have to stay till after the credits. You just have to stay when they start. They do fun stuff during the credits, like Pixar movies. The fun credits. Anyway, I would say if you have a family that likes Sonic, you should go see it. Otherwise, you can wait. It was okay. It's no.
I'm probably waiting for it to hit the cheap theater before I see it.
Yeah, I would say. I mean, the best video game movie, of course, is Mortal Kombat, the original one. So. You can't
No,
beat
Dragon Ball.
What?
that's not a video
I'm
game.
just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Let's see your Silent Hill.
It's by default. Street Fighter was terrible.
Resident Evil.
Resident Evil's not bad. Super Mario was terrible.
Are we doing this? Okay.
Uh-oh.
I
Corey's
gotta
got a
make sure I'm
list.
not missing anything. I've seen video game movies.
Yes.
Mortal Kombat is definitely up there.
Ass Creed.
Dead or Alive was a movie. I'm not gonna say it was good.
Was Dead or Alive? What?
Yeah,
Volleyball?
yeah. I thought.
No.
All right.
Double Dragon had a bad movie.
It had a couple of bad games too.
Yes, it did.
I think I saw the first Lara Croft with Angelina Jolie wasn't bad.
All right.
Tomb
Tomb Raider movie was really good.
So if we go by worldwide box office, Warcraft. Here's the top 10. Warcraft,
Really?
Detective Pikachu,
Bless you.
Rampage, Prince of Persia, The Sands of Time, Resident Evil, The Final Chapter, Resident Evil Afterlife, Lara Croft Tomb Raider, Assassin's Creed, Resident Evil, and that's the top 10.
Wait,
Those
back
are
up.
not
There was an
good.
Assassin's Creed movie.
There was.
There was.
Fassbender.
How
With,
did I miss that?
That made money?
With the guy that played Magneto, the young
Oh,
Magneto.
how did we
Fassbender.
forget about Avatar: The Last Airbender movie?
That's not a movie. That's not a movie. We don't talk about that.
Oh, did you know that they made a
The
Far
other
Cry
Avatar.
movie?
Which one?
Did they make a Far Cry movie?
Far Cry, 2008.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
It might be a German movie. English
Thomas
language
chimed
German
in. Wanted Weapons of Fate.
Oh, that's a good movie. That's a movie that made a good video game. That's not a video game movie.
Yeah, the video game was very fun.
I don't even remember that movie. It's been so long.
Well, it's rated R, so.
Isn't it
probably
in one of
haven't
those
seen it.
comic book universes, Thomas?
But for real, though, I actually really like, well, not really like, I
Can't
enjoyed
wait.
Super Mario Brothers movie.
Of course you did.
Mortal Kombat's probably up there. Detective Pikachu was really good.
Detective
Doubt.
Pikachu was great.
And then Borderlands is going to be a really good movie. Top tier.
That
Or if you're waiting
Yeah,
for me
Borderlands
to,
is
if
definitely
you're
gonna
waiting
be
for me
a
to
good
bash
movie.
it, I am not going to bash it.
Because
Borderlands.
you know it probably makes a good movie.
Yes, it does. I love the humor,
for sure.
the atmosphere. You know, it's interesting because people say to me sometimes, "How could you play Borderlands co-op? You're going to miss all the dialogue." But when we play, we actually shut up for that, and we listen and laugh together. For the most part, I would say we do.
I turn you guys. I have like the fancy thing on the controller
You
for
turn
the Turtle
us
Beach,
off.
so I turn you guys way down
Is that
in
the
the
fan
game up.
service?
No,
Okay.
Yeah, we do the same thing for Borderlands 3. The only
Really?
part I don't like is that you can actually accidentally trigger the next cutscene, and no matter what you're doing,
Oh.
anybody will have to
people
watch
have
it.
to stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, people just have to stop and listen to the claptrap.
Yeah, anytime Claptrap is talking, you immediately just want to like shut up and listen because it's probably going to be hilarious.
But yeah, besides all of that, Angry Birds is probably the best movie.
What about
God,
Dwayne
no.
The Rock Johnson in Rampage?
Yeah,
I was-
I mentioned that.
I
That
was
made
thinking-
top 10
I was- yeah, he was-
box office,
he-
but it's a terrible movie.
I was thinking that it only made money because The Rock was in it.
Oh, 100%.
Clearly.
Well, I mean, that and Explosions.
However, he was in another bad video game movie.
Explosion!
Well, Doom.
Doom, right. Yeah, it was terrible.
I actually want to play that Jumanji game that's based on the movie.
That's
I
based
enjoyed the
on
new-
the board game.
that's a Nate.
I
was based
enjoyed
in
the
the
new movie.
The new one, the video game one?
Yeah, I enjoyed I enjoyed the new take on that. I went in wanting to hate it, but I actually pleasantly enjoyed it.
How do you feel about Jack Black?
Tropic Thunder.
His peak was
Tropic Thunder.
Kung Fu
Don't
Panda.
talk
No,
about
I mean,
anybody's peaks on this podcast.
School of Rock was
Fidelity.
probably his peak. Yeah.
Yeah.
School of Rock was good.
I did enjoy that movie. He was a bird watcher in. Oh, what is it called? The Big
What?
Year.
Oh, I didn't even
You
see
lost
that
me
one.
there. And I'm
I
a
have
Jack Black
no
fan.
idea what that is.
Ear?
The Big Year, yeah. He
Oh,
is
Year.
a bird watcher. And he goes like on a competition to see the most like birds in 1 year in North America.
I think you were probably like one of 5 people who saw this.
I'm pretty sure this was a dream you had. I don't think this was an actual movie.
It was.
Steve Martin was in it.
It's a good movie.
I
Even
like the Pick of
Thomas enjoyed
Destiny.
it.
The Pick of Destiny was great.
Oh man, Michelle's gonna love this.
We're gonna get yelled at for rambling, aren't we?
Yeah.
100%.
I mean, we can move this to the end of the show.
Oh no, it's saying right here.
I mean, it's better than like the XS or something like that, right? I mean, totally.
And this is gonna get totally blamed
Love
on me
you,
because
Exy.
I showed
No.
up.
I didn't realize how few video game movies I've seen. It's also because they're notoriously bad. And no one's mentioned the Dead Rising one. What is it? The Dark Tower?
I don't think that counts as a movie.
Well, Kenny,
Yeah,
if you
on
quit
Waka,
watching your Japanese cartoons, you'd probably see more video game movies.
Get
On
off
Waka
that hentai,
and-
boy.
When Waka and Elroy did
Oh
their
my God.
thing, they talked about the Dead Rising movies.
Patrons
Well,
are going to understand
Castlevania.
that. Everyone else is not.
Is the Castlevania anime a movie?
I
Doubt.
thought no, that's a series on Netflix. That's not a
Oh,
movie.
what about... No, that's not a video game. Just kidding.
The Emoji movie?
No, I actually thought of Death Note movie there for a second. But
Death Squared?
That's a movie? I thought that was just another
Carmen San
series.
Diego?
no, there's 2 different movies, and they're
Oregon
both
Trail.
terrible.
Oh.
Death Note.
Because I know there was the actual show, like, well, anime, and then Netflix did
Oh yeah, the
Real-
show
oh.
is...
did like a real life adaptation of it.
I know there's like an old movie that was a Japanese sub, but yeah, anything I've
Pokemon?
seen of live action has not been. I'm not a fan.
Speaking of not being a fan,
More fan service.
damn it. Foiled again. I'm not a fan of when you did that. And that laughter's contagious. Just like
So, Elle,
Foofs.
you're Subnautica.
Oh.
Are you a fan of the deep ocean?
That sounds like a no.
So
That's how Subnautica feels for the first 30 minutes.
Yep.
So let's name some people that I hate. Number 1, High Road Vatu.
Well,
The
then.
reason I hate him is because he sent me a message last night. Yes. He sent me a message last night with a screenshot of him completing that game. Basically said, the ball's in your court. So I downloaded it last night. And I go to work late on Monday, so I said, all right, I'm going to try to bang this out this morning. I loaded up the walkthrough on TA and Bill's video. I said, okay, this
Just set
video's
yourself
half an
up
hour.
for success.
Yeah.
That's
or
not
so
where
I
thought you were going
thought.
with that.
So basically, you enter console commands, developer commands, and you follow the walkthrough. The main thing that you do is teleport from place to place, use your inventory, or you find some collectibles, some PDAs. And eventually you have to work your way through and find this virus. So there's an area in... first you go to the aquarium, and you find this big creature. Now, what's the place you go after the aquarium? Do you remember? Now I'm having a brain
Usually
fart.
out to eat.
What?
I'm actually going to the aquarium Saturday. Brooks'
There's
work
one in
is
Baltimore,
having-
I'm assuming.
Yeah, the National Aquarium.
Oh, sorry, my bad. I'm not on the National Fish Registry.
Fun fact: it is on basically the same street as where the Baltimore riot was.
How many fish do you think you can see in a year?
All right. So after you find some collectibles, you go to teleport to the Lost River base, and then there's a dialogue that you're supposed to wait for. And then you go to Lava Castle base, and it says that this dialogue may or may not occur. So I waited about 5 or 10 minutes. I went around, I reloaded the teleport, and then I remembered a conversation you guys had in Discord. So I searched it, and I found the chat, and you guys all basically said that you never got the dialogue, but you got the achievements anyway, so not to worry about it. So I did that.
I got the dialogue.
Oh,
Took like 20 minutes by itself. But I got it.
you got it done.
Yeah.
So then you go down to the aquarium, and there's this big creature. And then you're supposed to go to the incubator, and you wait for the eggs, and you put the ion crystal in. Long story short, Elliot got lost and went the wrong way. And the creature started talking and said something, I don't remember what. And then I turned around and went back to where the creature is supposed to make the sand go away. And that's actually how you're supposed to progress. The sand goes away, and you put another ion crystal in, and you get the virus thingy, the orange ball. I messed that part up, so I said, all right, let me just keep going and get to the rocket at the end. The rocket would not launch, because you have to do this part to get the rocket to launch. So I did some digging online, and there's actually another dev code that where you can make the rocket launch. So I'm like, sweet, I could do this. And the rocket launched, but no achievements popped.
Rip.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Oh, but before you do that, you're supposed to quit the game and load back in, and then everything pops, which is kind of like in Destiny, that would happen. Another fantastic game.
Oh, yeah. We should play Destiny. I know Prue has been wanting to play it.
You were saying
Why are we playing Borderlands? So basically I had to start a new save, but basically you do the beginning part and you build the rocket, and then you could just teleport right to the aquarium and right to the incubator and get it done. Oh yeah, I did that, and then I went to the rocket and it wouldn't launch again. So there was just one other part in the gun terminal where you shut down the defenses, and once I did that, everything popped. The game was completed. So
feel dirty.
when all was
And
said
how
and
long
done,
did it take you?
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. So something that was supposed to take 0 to 1 hour took me about 2.5 hours.
Ugh.
Now I guess
Gross.
it was originally a 20 to 30 hour game or something like that, or more.
Yeah.
I think it was more than that.
Yes, I feel gross, And the reason I'm so cranky today is because Monday mornings is usually when I nap. So now it all makes sense.
Subnautica.
But I knew I had to get it done, so I had something to talk about on this godforsaken show with you guys.
Oh my gosh. Let's continue on. This has been going. This is insane. Sarah, how
Yes.
how
You
is
just fell
Lego
off the
Batman
couch.
going?
Did I what?
It looked like you fell off the couch.
No, I was moving my leg.
Oh, that was your leg? Oh my god. It was
not
a
hentai.
really hairy leg. Oh wait, that's mine. Never mind.
Okay. Yeah.
Poor mate.
Lego Bat.
He's just scratching his head.
Scratching my head, yep.
He's writing
I'm
down.
waiting to hear about Lego Batman Jurassic Park edition.
Yeah.
Is that what
Yeah,
JP stands
so-
for? Oh.
Yeah,
It does now.
precisely. Yeah, just like the Canadian games.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So no, it's been going good. Someone was kind enough to lend it to me from Achievement Fest, so I'm trying to finish up this pile of Japanese games that I got before Achievement Fest. Not doing a very good job at that because my 360, my Japanese 360, I was going to get, kind of fell through. So if anybody has a Japanese 360 for sale, I am in the market. Just I'd throw
I
that
do
out
not.
there.
I only buy American.
I need one too
'Cause-
because I need to play 50 Cent Blood on the Sand again.
Oh, I love that game.
Yeah, it's
I
so good,
want to play
right?
that again. It is very, very
You wouldn't
underrated.
think it would be. And then you're
Yeah,
like, whoa,
it is
this
definitely.
game's awesome.
Yeah, that game is actually
Yeah,
super
there's
fun.
a Japanese stack of that game.
There is, and there's
Actually,
also one of Weapons of Fate as
It
well.
takes place in Jurassic Park, actually.
Oh yeah, sorry about that.
50 Cent's like, yo, T-Rex, I'm going to f*** you up, Mike.
God.
And then he blasts out of him. Yeah.
But as far as Lego Batman, it's actually been kind of fun replaying
Oh,
it.
yeah,
It's
Batman.
nice going back to like a simple Lego game before they became like so convoluted and just the hubs were so confusing. Like Lego Star Wars 3 was the most confusing hub I've ever experienced in a Lego game. But anyways, I knocked out all the miscellaneous achievements with it. I only have getting the mini kits left, unlocking like all the villains, and playing like the 2 bonus levels. So I'm guessing I probably have about another 8 hours left on the game.
Oh,
but
gosh.
Oof.
but I've enjoyed it. It's so nice to finally play like a simple Lego game again, not all these weird twisted universe. The hub, you have to navigate for like 20 minutes to get through the other side of the hub, and there's only
Does Thomas play with you?
sometimes.
That's a no.
Some crimes.
But yeah,
All right, well, if you see him anywhere near you, tell him he's a jerk and he should play co-op games with his missus.
I said he sometimes
His
plays
old
with
lady.
me.
I don't believe you. I think you're saying that to curry favor
Well,
with that totally not your hairy leg that I'm looking at.
he did go to bed, so
So Corey, yeah, let's kind of get this back on. Corey, remastered. How was that?
All right. So I actually have a new thing I want to do.
Whoa.
So I'm going to introduce it to you guys. You have no idea what I'm
ready.
going to do. So
I mean, that's been a theme of this show.
Remastered is a Rattle-like game. So far, I've covered just about every Rattle-like game that's come out this year, with the exception of one, but I'm going to do that very soon. And so what I want to propose is Rocker's Rat Race 2020. So I'm going to rank every Rattle-like game that comes out this year in a scale that is totally biased and on my opinion. You cannot change it. And we're going to see what comes out on top. Because I will play every Rattle-like game that comes out this year. Guaranteed.
Okay, I like this.
All right. So before we go into the rankings, I'm going to talk about 2 Rattle-like games today. So we'll get to Read Remastered first, since you asked about that. Read Remaster is a platformer that is generally about 4 screens big, I would say. They span like a 2x2 square, and you generally have to get to a point in the level, and then you have to backtrack or continue on to another point where a door opens up that you can escape. There's 50 levels that you have to do in the whole game. Once you do all those 50 levels, you almost have a completion. I take that back. You only have to do 44 of the levels to get all but 4 achievements. After that, you have to play 4 certain levels to get their secret areas, and you have a completion. It takes
simple enough.
Less than an hour, I would say.
Oh, that's a long rat, isn't it?
I mean, that is a good on par time for a rat, I'd say. When I see some of these other ones, especially one that comes out, it comes out this week. I'll talk about it next week. It is not going to be so fast. So I will take this about an hour completion any day of the week. But yeah, I can't really say much about it other than your platforming. Then spikes come out, platforms drop and move, and there's little bitty enemies that you don't want to touch. A lot of trial and error. If you try to go this way, you get bumped. You go right back. The loading screen's not very long. So yeah, it's a pretty easy platformer. You're this kind of cat thing, and there's chickens in there that hurt you. But other than that, I don't really know what else to say about Reed Remastered.
I have a question.
Now, did you ever play Reed? Like, what makes it so remastered?
I don't know. I did not play the OG Reed.
You're not a broadcast journalist. What is going on?
He's
What
not.
is
He's a
going on?
podcaster.
I can tell you like a press speech if you want it. You
wanna
are
know about
Reed,
Reed.
and you're collecting information cues in order to recalibrate the world and reboot the system. You have to save the world.
To save
that's
the
what you're
world
doing.
from devastation.
It's a virtual world that you're saving.
So how close to this game is it like Hoggy 2? Because it kind of reminds me of it.
I was going to say, fun fact, Kenny and I have both played Hoggy 2 this month.
Me too.
hated
I'm
that
pulling
game.
up
And
a
he's not even my
quick-
soulmate. Or lovebird.
So I'm trying to refresh my memory. Hoggy 2 was all like one screen puzzles, right?
Yeah, and like you jump from the ceiling and then back down
So this has no
with the jars.
This has no gravity effect, so there's that. There's not really a puzzle element of the game. It's almost strictly platformer. Just getting from point A to point B and then navigating to point C. And like I said, I think all the levels are probably about 4 screen in a square big. Some of them are smaller than that. And yeah, it's straightforward.
Yeah, just with saying it's only a couple screens big, and then looking at the screenshots, it just kind of reminded me of that, especially being another Ratalaika.
You probably wouldn't need the guide if you knew that there were special secret areas that were tied to achievements. I actually didn't until I hit the 44 levels because I knew that was an achievement. And then I went back to the levels and I used the guide to tell me which levels had the secrets. But if I was paying attention, I probably could have figured that out. You can kind of see where there might be a hole in the wall where you can jump through. Makes it pretty easy to get to. You're not going to have any problems getting it. It is pixelated graphics. The one thing it's kind of jarring is whenever you die, like the screen shakes violently, or not when you die, but when you get to a certain point, it's almost like a little explosion, and it just like shakes your whole screen. So if you don't like that, you might not like this, but
Now I'm getting like PTSD from Spiral Splatter.
not as bad as that, but it's about there. That's it.
Okay.
So it's Read Master. I'll rank it in my new.
Can you get
Rat
PTSD
Race
from playing
soon.
games?
Sure you can.
All right. Well, what's your other Ratalaika game?
You want me to go ahead? Okay, so the other one came out February 19th, which was last week. Doesn't
That
seem
it was.
right.
Yeah, it was.
No. I'm pretty sure that this came out this week. I think the press thing I have is wrong. Anyways, it's called Knightin Plus. What Knightin Plus is a Zelda dungeon game. Like that.
Oh.
That's all there is to it.
Nate's practically salivating there.
I think Nate's played it.
I actually just spilled my drink. That's
But not
Okay,
the
he was
coffee.
literally salivating.
Oh, I thought you peed yourself. All right.
But in Knightin Plus, and you do spell it KNIGHTIN '+. You are Sir Loot-a-Lot, and you are
Great name.
on your epic quest of exploring 4 unique dungeons that have puzzles and abilities and enemies. The thing is, it's a Ratalaika game, so you don't have to do those 4 dungeons. You can get the completion during the 3rd dungeon. If you're going for the completion, you'll want to know that you want to search and get everything in dungeon 1 and 2, and then on the 3rd dungeon, you want to get to the 2nd floor to pick up something, and then the 3rd floor, and that's it. I actually don't even think that there's miscellaneous achievements that I can recall. If you do it like that, then I think you get the completion. Yeah. But it was actually, this is a top tier rat. I'll go ahead and say it. It probably
That explains the price.
It probably took closer to 2 hours, maybe 1.5. I kind of played it on and off that day, but it is very fun. It's very polished for the look that it's going for. The puzzles and the fighting seemed exactly how you would think if you were playing, I don't know, A Link to the Past or something and going through those dungeons. If that is what you loved about Zelda, you would probably really like Knightin. I even had a small conversation with Elroy, and he said, man, it'd be cool if they had DLC that actually made you go and finish these dungeons, because he was enjoying it that much too, and that says something, right?
It'll be one that he doesn't just immediately forget.
Yeah. So Knightin Plus, I'm trying to think. There was one little area that I was getting a little frustrated with. So I did peep at a video guide to see what he had to do. It was like a light up puzzle. And it was the second one that I came across in the game. I think it may have been the only 2. The first one, it was obvious in the room before I had to do this certain pattern. The second one, I looked and looked. I could not find where I would figured out that pattern. So I checked the guide, and then I went on with my way. But yeah, top tier rat.
It's actually did come out February 19th. Bleh.
Yeah, looking at it, none of you guys have played it. I think that actually all of you would probably enjoy this one.
I don't know. It's like Zelda.
That does sound fun.
If somebody was like, I want to buy a Ratalaika game, it would be really hard pressed for me not to say Iron Snout,
Count Lucanor, Devious Dungeon.
Okay, Count Lucanor doesn't count. This would definitely be, probably without looking at a list and trying to remember it, this one would probably definitely be top 5 for sure.
Well, I think I might have to try it.
In Rocker's Rat Race, looking at the 2020 releases of Ratalaika games, I have ranked the 4 that I've played. Actually, I guess I've played 5 out of the 6. I would talk about Gain Bear next week, and possibly Redbow. Those 2 are the ones I have not played yet. Well, I've played Game Bear, but just barely. Redbow I have not played. So the other 4 that I want to rank are Knightin Plus, Remastered, 0000, and Foxyland 2.
Ugh.
I'm going to rate these from top to bottom, and throughout the rest of the year, I will insert the Ratalaika releases, and we will see what comes out on top at the end of the year. But right now, the top spot goes to Knightin Plus, followed up by Foxyland 2 for its use of possums and desert possums. Remastered comes right into that. I enjoyed the platforming in Foxyland 2 a little bit more. And then the 4th one is 0000. While I did like that game, there wasn't much to it, so it takes the bottom spot for now.
Okay. I feel like I'm one of the few people that absolutely hate Foxyland.
I haven't played it.
You would love it. There's cacti, possums, and
it's a terrible platformer.
Foxes and wolves.
Well, I hated bouncing bullets, so would I hate Foxyland then?
They're not the same. They're not really.
No, I heard platforming. So
Foxyland is colorful, so you would probably like it in that aspect for sure.
That was the only aspect of bouncing bullets I did like as well. I like the neon colors. But I also had a student at Achievement Factory play it for me at Achievement Fest last year.
You had somebody play Ratalaikas for you? Come on. Where's my warn?
It
my
was
warn
7
bot?
o'clock in the morning after being up all night.
I think I
mean-
like Bird Game Plus more than Bouncy Bullets.
Ew. Okay.
What?
No.
Those are both
Take that
bottom
back.
tier.
Wow,
I
that was very girly.
Despise Bouncy Bullets.
I can see that. I would
Because
agree
you
with
suck
that.
at games.
Bird Game Plus was pretty bad.
Still better than Bouncy
Yeah.
Bullets, I'd have to agree.
I would
I
probably
would
rate
have
it
to-
over top of Bouncy Bullets.
Yeah.
Wow. No way.
Man, now I want to make a Ratalaika list. This is interesting.
Hey, my number one would still be the Count Lucanor, but
That's
That's
not a
not-
Ratalaika.
It's not a true
That's not a
Ratalaika.
rat.
if you ask Redemption Tonight, who I feel like is the authority of all things, he would agree
all
that it's
I'm going to
part
ask
of...
TA. And I'm looking at the Ratalaika list right now.
It's an
Sort
outlier.
by
Imagine a box and
alphabetical.
whisker plot.
I don't see it here.
That one gets dropped.
Kenny, pay attention. We're teaching you more accounting things.
So that's actually an interesting question. What's your guys' favorite Ratalaika? That's not Count
Now, do you
Lucanor.
actually think
probably
Iron
Count
Snout is a
Lucanor.
good game, or just you just like the characters in it? You're
I
literally
think-
hitting the same button over and over, and you're not really doing anything.
I don't
You
think
must
it's,
realize this,
Okay,
right?
if I'm ranking it the same way I'm ranking these other games by look and by gameplay and by how much fun am I having, no, it's not going to be near the top, but it's not going to be near the bottom. I can guarantee you that.
I really enjoyed,
Seems fair.
was it Mochi, have you ever pronounced it?
Moki
Oh,
Moki.
that was good.
Maki
Moki.
Maki.
Moki Moki.
Mahi Mahi.
That's a
I
good
don't know.
fish. It's a tasty fish. Now I want some.
That one was,
I
But
enjoyed that one. That was a good
is-
puzzle.
Based off me, that's a puzzle game, and puzzles get old pretty fast. That was a particularly easy puzzle game too. At that,
I thought it was super cute.
of course, you did.
What about you, Nate?
I would probably have to go with, of the ones I've played, I feel like Inksplosion.
Really?
Oh, I
Wasn't
hated
bad.
that one.
Me
Well, it's
too.
very
I
colorful.
couldn't
It was
stand that game.
colorful, but that's... No, Bird Game Plus is better than Ink Splatter Explosion,
I don't know
whatever
about
that
that.
is.
I agree.
Now, I have not played League
What?
of Evil. League of Evil. League
yep.
of Eagle would be very different. And I'm kind of looking forward to that one. I feel like it's going to be more challenging and more fun.
League of Evil is it competes with another game for top spot for Rat for me.
Okay.
The other one being Sagebrush. Sagebrush had a
Full
really good
Blast?
story. League of Evil had solid gameplay.
What about you, El?
Now, wait a minute.
Favorite rat?
I finished Sagebrush, and you're telling me there was a story?
I enjoyed
There
yes,
was
and I enjoyed
definitely a
it.
story. Yeah.
I thought you said you
I
liked that
read
one.
a lot of words.
You read Brer Elroy's name.
Yeah.
But there was
I
a story
certainly
there.
did.
There was a story. You should go back. Well, YouTube it or something.
I told you it was very religious.
It's like a cult.
But I know what you're talking about. I know, it is.
Oh, yeah, they made...
I still think
Midnight Deluxe was cute, too. Sorry, I'm looking through
My
the
favorite-
list.
it's still My Big Sister. For show. For shizzle.
That would have been one of my guesses of what you would have guessed.
And yours is Full Blast. We know, Kenny.
Actually, that is. Full Blast is... if it's not that one, it's probably up there. And a big reason because...
Whoa. You like it that
God.
much?
And it's because I really like shoot 'em up games. Speaking of shoot 'em up games, I played another shoot 'em up game this week.
Ooh.
Project Starship.
Shmup-gway.
This game was it was something. Nah, this actually wasn't that bad for the time I spent in it. So I don't know about you guys, but I kind of get like in these like moods to play different games. Like there's times it's like, oh, I just want to play simulation games, and that's all I'm playing. And then I kind of went to like Tower Defense. Well, now I'm kind of like on this shoot 'em up spree. So, like I said last week, I played Xenoraptor and Hovership Havoc, and then this week Corey was telling me that we got a game, Project Starship. It's an easy completion, 0 to 1 hours, and it's kind of your typical spaceships shoot 'em up kind of game where you're just kind of traveling up the the screen. Jeez. And random enemies constantly are spawning and they're shooting at you, blah, blah, blah. Not a lot to it. Very similar kind of like the Neo Geo Aero Fighters games or Skyforce games. Very similar to that, except this one, Nate, it was very colorful. And actually, this one reminded me a lot of Rob's Adventure from Zasmo Arcade. If you guys have played that, if you played that and you enjoyed your time there, you might want to check this out.
I wouldn't use Zasmo and enjoy in the same sentence.
Well, I liked Rob's Adventure in the Zasmo Arcade. That was like the one mini game that I actually really enjoyed.
I mean, you said Skyforce. Now, Skyforce is like top tier.
No, this is not like top. This is definitely not as good as Skyforce.
He's think of it more as in the style.
Yes.
Just like he said, it's a shoot 'em up where you are flying and shooting up, not to the side.
Yeah,
not anything crazy. It's a traditional low budget shoot 'em up.
Yeah. The one thing I really didn't like about this game, though, is that there was actually points where I felt like the game was just like, screw you, you're dying here, you can't continue.
I will agree with that.
Like,
definitely.
There's specifically there are things called mad events, and you actually need to encounter 6 of these. Not survive, just encounter. If it was survive, it would be impossible to complete this game. But you just need to encounter these mad events, and the game just does there's just a gajillion bullets on the screen all at once, or everything is just exploding. And like I said, it is impossible to live through it. The game actually says die at this point. I don't know how you're supposed to continue from them. And some of the boss fights, which there's an achievement to kill 4 bosses, there's times in the boss fights where it's like, I don't know how I could actually get past this. Like, in other games, kind of like a Skyforce or Aero Fighters, you know, even if there's 30 enemies on the screen and there's bullets flying everywhere and you die, in your back of your mind you're going, crap, but I know if I got better and I played the game a little bit more, I could, you know, overcome this. There was times where as soon as like a certain boss came on the screen, I just set my controller down. I'm like, I'm just going to die. I know I can't win.
So, to that, there is an achievement, like you said, for defeating 4 bosses. It is cumulative. You don't have to do it all in one go. So you had trouble with these bosses? Was it just like one at a time for you?
Yeah, what was the one? There was one boss in particular. I think it was like an eyeball that would just kind of bounce off all around the screen and just shoot bullets everywhere that I had a real problem with.
So there is one particular, like, there's power-ups, right?
Oh, yeah.
I think that they had like letters on them, so you could eventually learn what each one did and choose which one you picked up. There was one that I got, and I didn't really notice anything about it, and I kind of read like a comment in the video, and they're like, you pick this up and you just chew through enemies and bosses. And I finally got it, and I did 3 bosses in one run, and then I killed myself because I was done with the game. But it's like this giant red laser that continuously shot on the screen. It melted.
Yeah, I did manage to get one of them at the end.
So if you pick that up, play conservatively, save it, and you will complete the game that much faster.
Yeah, that one really helps, especially when you get like I think they called them turrets. I don't know. It's basically like a little drone that would sit there and like circle around you and also shoot. And if you manage to get the red laser along with that, you just wrecked everything. That did how I wound up getting that combination, and then like got like the black hole mad event and just immediately got wrecked and died. But yeah, as far as like a shoot 'em up game, I mean, it's pretty good. I mean, it's a $5 game.
For me, I get in these moods, like you kind of said. I don't stick with them very long, but like I will enjoy a decent, not boss of the wall, hardcore shoot 'em up every now and then. This fit that spot, it scratched that itch. I'm good for now. I'm glad it came, and I'm glad it's gone.
See, this is 0 to 1 hour. this is a 0 to 1 hour game. If this would have been a 1 to 2, it wouldn't hurt my feelings. Or even if it was like a 4 to 5 hour, it wouldn't have hurt my feelings. But like I said, I really enjoy these games, so having to spend more time in them isn't a bad thing to me.
Yeah, and I do want to note that this came from eastasiasoft. Yeah, this came from eastasiasoft, so they have been putting out the quickies as of late. Without Escape is 0 to 1 hour, Project Starship 0 to 1 hour, Eero Hero 0 to 1 hour, and I believe another one comes out tomorrow called Grizzland. By the time this podcast is about, this one will be out, and that is being reported as like 30 to 45 minutes. So eastasiasoft is another Ratalaika up and coming.
Let's get back to Nate. You've been doing your Game Pass quests?
Yeah, I have not been focused on my gaming lately. So what I've been doing in my kind of spare time is just working on the Game Pass quest. So real quick, just dug into Payday 2. That game seems weird.
I hear it's really good though.
This? I don't know. The soundtrack was throwing me off. It was like Christmas music, but like open source Christmas music. It was really weird. I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, I played it on the 360 though.
Yeah, I don't know.
We had a group. It's just long and hard.
It feels very freeware-ish.
It's a really cool concept though. You rob banks,
Is it?
or you
Like the
you
cops,
rob safes.
They weren't killing me.
Wait,
like
what?
the cops were shooting me, but it was like Superman or something.
They no.
No, you don't rescue kittens
On the
in
hard
Payday.
difficulties.
Weird. So then I also jumped into Sniper Elite 4, and that one was really easy. You could get it within like the first minute of the first level. You could just keep running that like 4 or 5 times, and boom, that one was done. And then Borderlands 2. That game's really fun. I think we should get a group together.
No, don't do it.
What do you have to do in
Bad
Borderlands 2?
I had to get 35
Did
kills.
you tell what happened to you?
I got
Anybody want to
35
finish?
kills.
Anybody want to finish Borderlands the original with me first?
Sure.
Well, if there's a Game Pass quest for it, sure.
Okay.
So I got my 35 kills there. Just today, what did I do? I played some GTA 5 and stole 35 cars. So maybe Borderlands was
Hey, I
like
did that
50
the other.
guys or
I
something.
did that the other week.
But these Game Pass quests are fun. And they track really well, which is surprising. But that's it. I mean, I've really only been putting my time into just easy stuff. And then, I guess I put a little bit more time into Crackdown, but that's the past couple weeks have been not so focused.
Crackdown's awesome.
Is this the part where I talk about Thimbleweed Park?
Yes, let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
So Thimbleweed Park. So I finally finished like all the miscellaneous stuff. I finally got back into this because Thomas had played it a few weeks ago and it made me want to finish it. So, yeah, I fired it back up and I'm like, oh, I'm just going to knock out these miscellaneous achievements. That's literally has taken me the last couple days to listen to the 100 voicemail messages, read the 100 books, and collect the 50 specks of dust.
Sounds awful.
It honestly, it really like, so the achievements for the voicemail in the books, like it's clever, it's cool that, that's who kickstarted the game, but doing 100 reads and listens was a little overkill.
Did it take a long time? Those are the 2 I'm sitting on also.
Voicemails took way longer, and I kept losing track of my list where I was at, so I'd
See, my problem is I would actually listen to them and I would actually read the books, so that's what I've been waiting for. I'm sure you probably just skip them all, but
I listened to some of the voicemails.
people bother to do that.
But I would say probably about a third of them are in foreign languages, the voicemails. So
Really?
yes.
El voicemails.
But anyways, I finished collecting dust today, so now I can continue.
Did you do the trick?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I
was hoping so.
Yeah,
Did you beat it on both difficulties?
No, I'm on my first playthrough. I'm doing the hard playthrough. And I'm at the part, spoiler alert, where they allegedly catch the killer. But it doesn't seem right, so that is where I'm at. and I look forward to seeing how it unfolds.
Well, that's not really a spoiler alert. You're solving a murder mystery, more or less.
But I said they allegedly caught the killer.
Oh,
Sure.
sure.
And,
That game,
Yep,
point
and that
and
is
click.
it.
That game was
And yeah, I've been really, really enjoying it.
With or without a guide.
With a guide.
Duh.
Thomas, you'd be proud of him. He played it completely 100% without a guide.
He's crazy.
You at least listen to the dialogue, right?
Yes. Yeah. I have not skipped
Okay.
through anything. I've been very much
fun.
enjoying it.
It's funny.
So, do we have any more games on the list?
Elliot.
We'll finish with L on this for what we've been playing and whatever the crap this whole section is. L, Sunset Overdrive. Let me guess, you've been playing. You got this on RTDL, so that's the only reason why you ever play this game.
Damn. It's like Michelle got in your ear or something.
Well,
If only there was a note that said something about one Chivo for RTDL in
I don't know what
parentheses.
you're talking about.
I don't like the way we do this anymore. Kenny cheats.
I don't know what you're talking about.
He can barely read.
That's why I don't know what you're talking about.
So time's ticking into February. It's bad enough we have a shortened month. I wound up re-rolling the N+ achievement to beat all 50 levels. And I wound up with the Sunset Overdrive achievement with an even higher ratio somehow or another. And it's called I Should Get Paid for This, which is to beat Insomniac QA's high score of 534,080 on the challenge Buck's Revenge. So basically you have, I think, was it 5 minutes? I think it was 5 minutes. And then you had to kill a bunch of people in certain ways. So first you have to do melee kills, and then you have to do grind kills, etc., etc. And basically you have to kill them fast and keep your combo up to get the points that you need. So I used the solution on TA by life expectancy. He had my favorite setup where you use the hairspray bombs as opposed to the TNT teddies, and that worked really well. And you have to use the right amps. So I spent a little time upgrading the weapons first, and then it took me several tries, but every time did a little better and got it done. So that was a good feeling.
Yeah, it's not that hard as the ratio suggests.
Well, it's an interesting case because so many people have this game. So 11,000 people have this achievement, which is a lot. But 257,000 people in TA have it started. So
that's not
that gives it a 4.65 ratio. And it's the type of thing you wouldn't get naturally. You have to try for it pretty specifically. And there's a lot of achievements in this game, so that's what winds up happening. But Michelle actually said to me the same thing. She said, "You only play this when RTDL tells you to, huh?" I said, "Yeah." It's the type of game that I actually like to just play every now and again. I wouldn't want to focus on this one for too long.
Which is great. That game is so good.
It is really good, but then the stuff left is to find all the toilet paper and find all the sneakers, and it's like,
yeah, that's
I like collectibles, but it's a little much.
No,
and you have to save up for the maps, and
yeah, there's way too many collectibles in that game.
Yeah,
I'm not going to argue that.
Maybe one day we'll see a sequel. Probably not.
No,
it would be cool.
We'll never see a sequel.
Oh, you said no. All right, so
I would be very surprised if they do.
No, that's not happening.
They've made too much money on Spider-Man.
No, Sony bought them too.
That too.
Aw, Spider-Man. I want to play that.
Get a PlayStation 4.
Gross.
Yeah, you tell him, Sarah. Those trophies.
Oh, boy.
No good. Nate's playing Spider-Man right now on his PS4.
Hashtag wheeling and dealing. Completely cut you off.
Whoa, jeez.
That was quite the abrupt segue.
Absolutely.
Holy crap.
You got to get this on the road.
Thank
That's
you,
been
Sarah.
crazy.
Thank you. Now, make sure you write in your show notes to not say Sailway this week.
Oh, my goodness.
My name is also not Chip, so I'm allowed to say it.
Thank
Nate,
God for
help
that.
us.
Well, I can't help you because there's nothing for sale this week. It's all garbage.
Rip.
The only thing I'm even remotely considering is Graveyard Keeper, which is $7 down from $20. And I'm only considering that because I played it on Game Pass and I popped some achievements, and so it's on my tag. But
Is it gone?
yeah, but it's gone now. There is a think there's a $25 edition, which will get you everything. Base game and the 2 DLC. And the 2 DLC by themselves is like $9. So I sort of feel like if you wait, there'll be a better
What you're
sale.
saying is to not get it.
Yeah, I'm sort of thinking that I'm gonna wait, and then there will probably be a sale for everything that's like half price, and it'll be a much better deal. But aside from that, there's really not a whole lot going on for me this week. Does anyone else have a sunnier or more colorful outlook?
On the sales?
On the sales.
I do.
I believe it's Elliot's turn.
I think you got last week's sales in there, girl.
I did?
Yeah,
Dang it.
but that's okay.
Wouldn't be the first time.
That's okay. We'll skip you.
I was just following in suit of Kenny.
Well, Kenny. Yeah.
She can tell us what she
Yeah.
would have bought last week.
You can still buy them. I mean, you have a couple hours.
Yes, considering it's
Go ahead,
Monday.
Sarah.
You do, not the listener.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I
I
Sarah.
personally was going to recommend Stick of Truth, South Park Stick of Truth. For some reason, if you
Mhm.
haven't played this yet, it's an amazing game. And it's an RP Gainer, however you pronounce it. RP Vainer, Gainer, whatever.
Janer.
You guys, okay. Then also going to pick up Gnome's Garden Lost King, because it's the only one I don't own yet. I think I might actually finally buy a Castaway Paradise from when Corey talked about it a super, super long time ago on the podcast.
Definitely
I think
should.
I'm gonna. And
Apparently I'm shop liver.
Yes, you are.
And I did notice that
Amateur.
there are. Well, Corey talked about it first a super long time ago, and
That's a
there are
Management
just a lot of
is really good.
exactly. And it's like a aquatic theme. I love anything relating to the water and fish and that type of and pirates and all that stuff.
Fish.
And I just noticed there is also a lot of cat titles on sale for anybody who is collecting cat games.
I think there is a very vast community out there.
But they're all crazy and old.
So
I
yeah,
want to know some meow meowders. I have that.
Yep, Captain Cat.
Good game.
I have that.
Great soundtrack. Yeah. Great menu
Aqua
soundtrack.
Kitty.
I love Aqua Kitty.
See, there you go.
That sounds like a bad phone game.
Cat Quest 2 is also on sale, or was.
Yeah, I see. I knew there was a bunch of them.
Hmm.
So yeah.
Well,
So by the
yeah.
time you hear this podcast, these items are no longer on sale.
Put them on
Maybe.
your wish list. Maybe they'll go on sale again.
Yeah, so you can come round out your cat gaming collection.
Grumpy Cat. Speaking of Grumpy Cat, I would like to recommend the Doom games because I'm old and I love the Doom
I
games.
knew you were going to say that.
Because it's on the list.
Because it's
We've
on
already
the
established.
list.
Did you read the list? I'm not writing anything anymore.
Doubt.
So Doom and Doom 2 are 70% off $1.49. They do not have easy achievements, though. And they both have a real crazy one to beat every level on Nightmare in co-op. Now, Nightmare is the hardest difficulty where enemies respawn, so it's a real pain in the butt. But people have it done, and I think in the second game, it's a little glitchy. But I would recommend those games. I played those in my youth, but somehow I have never played Doom 3, so I'm thinking about it. I don't think it's as well regarded. That one is $3. So all three of those games together would be $6. Can't go wrong. If you're looking for some easy points this week and you somehow do not have Fearful Symmetry and the Cursed Prince, it is 90% off. It is 49 cents. Plus tax and shipping and handling. It's about 58 cents. Get it. Get them points. And the other game people in the Discord were talking about is Nier, which is very seldom on sale. 50% off, $20.
Ooh, that's a tempting one.
Nier Automata, become as gods. Just a great name.
I've heard a lot of good things about that game, and I really want to play it. We'll see what the Microsoft points look like.
I'm going to guess you have none.
I have no idea. That's why I gotta look. I did see one game I think Corey would like.
What is that?
Skate 3.
Mm-mm.
Oh, that's a good game. You should have that if you don't.
Ooh, the Deer God is on sale.
Terrible game.
That
You
was
should
a
not
game.
have that if you don't.
While we were recording, the amazing 360 list came out. Did you guys see that?
Yes. It's not great.
I think
there's three
Nate
titles.
memorized the list.
There's only 3 titles on there.
There's 3 titles. Well, Max Payne 3, I think people have been talking about boosting. $7.99. Unfortunately, that one is not BC. And Rockstar Table Tennis is another amazing game, $6. But I don't think that's backwards compatible either. Darn it, Rockstar. You did some, but not the others. Makes no sense. Because Bully is, and GTA 4
Yeah,
and
because
5
they did backwards compatible on their best games.
Are you saying Bully is better than LA Noire?
Yes.
Okay.
And Rockstar Table Tennis.
I'll agree with that.
Definitely better than table tennis.
Yeah, that's like my
Okay,
least favorite
yeah.
Rockstar game.
Well, it doesn't really count the same.
I mean, it counts more
What's
than
that?
the Ratalaika game Sarah was talking about, but
The Count Lucanor.
Yeah.
It's a real rat.
yeah.
Count Lucanor?
Like I
Yeah.
said, I'm going to wait for Redemption to chime in on Discord and verify that it is essentially part of the collection.
Doubt.
Or I can ask him in person in July at Achievement Fest.
Probably more likely to get a response then. Yeah.
What? Is it still in Terre Haute, Indiana for some strange reason?
It is, and this year,
Yeah.
and this
Ain't
year, Redemption is going to get his goodbye hug from me. He disappeared from me last year.
going. Really?
Mm-hmm.
Sneaky, sneaky.
Well, if you're all out of Microsoft points, there are a couple of free games. Got the TT Isle of Man, Call of Cthulhu, and the ever so good Star Wars Battlefront game. Although that has no achievements, it is Neo Geo Xbox.
Gross.
Still a good game, and it's free, so that's all important.
I
And
downloaded it. I will play it again. Just to remind myself what hot garbage it is.
oh, you're so wrong. It's
Just saying.
amazing.
Best kind of garbage.
You're so wrong. There's also been a couple of games added to xCloud. Journey to a Savage Planet, Plague Tale, City Skylines, Age of Wonders Planetfall, and Mud Runner. Now that it's on iOS, Elle, have you started playing around with xCloud, or are you even in it? yet?
I didn't.
They didn't let you in?
I was accepted in, and I couldn't figure out on that first day how to sync the controller to my phone, so I gave up.
Apple probably didn't let you.
I need to try. What do you mean?
Wait,
I would tell you if I was denied. I'm just lazy.
No, I meant didn't let the controller sync. Are you using a Bluetooth controller?
Oh, now you tell me, Kenneth Blankenship. You told me a
N64 won't work.
You told me a blue controller. Now you're telling me Bluetooth. You weren't telling me the truth about using a blue controller.
Hashtag contest.
Doubt.
Gamertag challenge. Let's kick it over to Nate. He'll tell you all about this.
Yeah, I will. This month is February, in case you didn't know. And in February, we are completing the Gamertag challenge for Eliphalet77, and he chose as his bonus game Hollow Knight. So, if you get an achievement, or you just feel like completing that game because it's so short, you will get one bonus draw for the month. Then, on top of that, there was the bonus, which is scoring an achievement that has the letters ELI somewhere in the title of the achievement, blah, blah, blah. You can go back and read more about that if you want. Currently, the bonus leader has 9 achievements with ELI in the achievement title. And he is way out in front. Any guesses?
Eliphalet 77.
No.
Chewie.
Carpe Adam.
No.
Saucy Single.
Kooshmoose.
No, I don't actually compete anymore since, because, we run the contest. It's a little harder to compete. No, it's Reset 42.
Yay.
Wow.
Yeah, he's in the
Yay!
lead with 9. I don't think anyone can catch him. You have 1 week. So do your worst.
How many empty spreadsheets do you have?
Quite a few. Yeah, this month has not. We don't have a whole lot of participants this month, so.
Or maybe they're holding out to fill their list. They
could be. They could be playing possum. So, if you want a good chance, you maybe step up your game here towards the end of the month. Sneak in there, get some draws going.
It only takes one entry to win.
It only takes one entry to win.
Or 3.
And pTart actually was one of those people. I think you only had a few entries and you won.
Yes, I had 3.
Yeah, 3 entries. That was enough to win. So next month is the month of March, and we have selected Patreon member Skeptical Mario. And he chose as his game, no surprise here, Chariot.
Super Mario Brothers 3.
Yes. So do your best to try to get a Super Mario Brothers achievement on an Xbox platform, or one in Chariot.
Impressed.
I'd say Hoggy 2 and Super Mario Brothers 2 are practically the same game, right?
Practically the same game, yeah. I mean, it's uncanny. And we will be announcing next week the bonus challenge for Skeptical Mario. We're going to nail it down and present it to you next week.
So listen,
that's your Gamertag challenge update.
All right. Well, with that, there was no eliminations in GTASC. So let's just continue on to Proclamation Point.
But first, Street King by Skeptical Mario.
That's not real.
We have our first official 10-day streaks, and they are in. Those users would be AZ Mongoose, Facial LaFleur, myself, and Freaky RO. Hackimpone is currently on his first 10-day streak. Good job there. I support you, buddy. And may the power protect you. And for those of you who just think that your streaks are so big and mighty, I challenge you to just stop playing the game for a day. Go outside. Freeze your butt off.
That sounds horrible to go outside.
Play with the infant. I don't know.
That's precisely why I
infant.
That's precisely why I struggle to get 10-day streaks. This has actually been a lot of work for me.
Well, it will pay off in the end when you win. Fabulous, fabulous prizes.
10 winners. It's going to be 10 winners.
I don't know if there's going to be 10 winners.
I thought there were 10 winners. Sorry,
Wait,
Skeptical,
did you
you're on the hook.
cover all the 10-day streakers already?
There's 10 winners now.
Possibly read the rules. I'm not sure how this works.
It works by just playing for 10 days, then stopping. That's all I got, Fufu. This is on you now.
All right. Well, with that stupid contest, now let's take it to Proclamation Point.
Proclamation Point.
Oh, I'm first. Hey, Chad and Jesse.
Sorry.
Chad and Jesse.
There you go.
Couldn't do it. Chad and Jesse reached a new milestone of 600 completed games. Cladmaster doesn't talk in our Discord and has completed 900 games.
That's awesome.
Completed 900 completed games.
At least he's not the clapmaster.
Yep. I think that's all we have for completions.
Oh.
Ow.
We also have the lovely pTart. She completed 475 games.
That's not a real
I think
milestone.
she put that in here after Kenny erased it. That's good. What was your 475th game?
That is a great question.
Let me
look that up on the...
That's not a real milestone.
You're not helping Kenny with his not a real milestone.
Don't distract Sarah.
Hold on, I have to move the little Skype window first. There we go.
Who don't think I didn't notice that you got a Thimbleweed Park achievement while we're recording.
I was picking up dust.
Uh-huh.
I had to keep my 10-day streak going. And I'd been out of the house all day.
I support her.
That's also a terrible excuse.
I literally left the house at 7:30 this morning. The Swapper.
Gross.
The Swapper's a good game.
If you say so. Doughboy has reached 32% completion percentage. He has also won 2 other contests this month. He's on a winning streak. Emperor L, Nice L from Texas, is on a completion percentage streak of 39%, because that makes sense. And Enigma Gamer 77 has hit 46%. line breaks are a thing, and we have 3 more people to congratulate. Hawkeye Berry 20 has hit 53% completion percentage. Matriarch 73%, and Ben L 72 has hit a completion percentage of BL 90%.
That's actually really impressive.
As long as
does-
he has the right settings, then yes, it is.
Yes, I hope he does. Otherwise,
Oh, it's not impressive. It just means he focuses. Doesn't mean he's good.
I don't know. He's pretty good.
I think completion percentage is indicative of gamer ADD and nothing else.
Includes
That's
all
what I really
DLC.
think.
He wins.
yay!
Good job.
How do you know? I don't think you know that.
No, if
Oh,
your
wait.
settings are that way, then you see everybody's that way.
Oh,
Right,
well,
exactly.
my settings are
Yeah, you
correct. So
My settings are
Yeah, you
also
can't tell what
correct.
they are.
I don't know how you tell. Ben,
You have to sign
to
out
let
and then
us
look at
know.
their page.
Too much work.
Yeah, that is way too much work right now.
I trust Ben L.
He's a merry old chap. Across the pond.
All right, Kenny, wake up and go.
I've been awake. J Black has reached a new milestone.
Doubt.
TA ratio of 1.8. And redemption denied, which this is actually quite impressive considering he has over like a gajillion gamer score, has reached a TA ratio of 1.9.
Nicely done, redemption.
Good
denied.
job. And when I see you in
That is your
July,
real name.
I will give you a hug.
AZ Mongoose is currently on a
Just gonna
9-day
deny
achievement win streak, which is a new
Hi,
personal.
AZ
It's a
Mongoose.
new personal best. Keep going after the 10 for it to be real. Boots Orion is on a 25-day achievement win streak.
Whoa, back
Buffs
that
is
bus up.
shush. Buffs is on a 25-day. Cheaters and Vaco is on a 25-day. Reptar on Ice is on a 34-day achievement win streak, which is a new personal best. Emperor L is on a 50. Chenzo is on a 50. Al Nitro.
Still wrong.
and
Yep, still
Retro
wrong.
Shut up, I can't speak. It's too late for this crap.
Kenny Chenzi.
Jesus.
It's on a 100-day achievement win streak.
Jesus.
Matriarch is on a 2,350-day achievement win streak.
That one you got right?
And Mad Eye Pad Eye is on a 2,550-day achievement win streak.
Besides the other 10 days that I mentioned before, we have other ones that aren't on the spreadsheet. That is pTartTx is on a 10-day win streak, along with her Time Lord brethren Xpovos, also known as Chronos, also known as Xprovos.
Yeah, definitely he's a bro.
He's a bro. And that's it. That's all I'm going to say. He's dead to me.
It's my turn, isn't it?
It is.
Thank you for the commas. All right. Carpe Adam 79 is on a reached a new milestone of 4,000 achievements. Way to go, buddy. That's pretty awesome. Dom Raven.
Sorry about where you live.
Doom Raven.
I'm not the only one that dislikes the state of Florida. Doom Raven has reached a new milestone of 4,000 achievements won. Nate Dog Sniper has reached Is that your alt?
No, it is not.
Okay. Has reached a new milestone of 4,500 achievements won. Nerve Bullet has won 9,500 achievements. What the Fug, a.k.a. Chris, a.k.a. See You in July at Achievement Fest, has...
Does he get a hug?
Yes. He got 2 hugs from me last year.
Aww.
He gets a fug hug.
Aww. What the hug?
He has reached a new milestone of 14,500 achievements won. Oh, Kooshmoose has also won 14,500. Wow, so him and his alt. Nice work, Nate.
Yeah.
Oh.
Spanky and Spronkle
Oh.
has a new milestone of 15,500 achievements won. Vulgar Latin, welcome to Patreon, buddy. Seen you a lot recently.
Oh, yeah.
I know, he makes me want to snap into a Slim Jim.
Oh, very good. Very good.
He has gotten 17,500 achievements won. Kitty Skies, also 17,500. Kingsman 2625 has gotten 18,000 achievements. Cheetos and Vodka, I love that gamer tag, 19,500 achievements. Big Smoker has reached a new milestone of 20,000. Chin Docta has reached a new milestone of 26,000 achievements won. And Cladmaster has reached a new milestone of 38,000 achievements won. That is insane.
In gamer score, we have Doughboy with 150,000 gamer score. We have Totally Crispix. I prefer wheat hexagons. 1,200,000 gamer score. In TA score, we have Wheezy Fuzz with 550,000 true achievement score. Rocker Dude 5012 with 600,000. Darkwing 1232 with 600,000 true achievement score. Kooshmoose with 700,000 true achievement score. Spanky and Sprunkle also with 700,000 true achievement score. Biggle with 900,000 true achievement score. And Sangrias with 2,008,000 true
Good job,
achievement
Sangrias.
score.
Love your Japanese visual novel guides.
All right, well, it looks like since Sarah's here, I got basically nothing to say. Thanks, guys. Kronos is now in the top 1,000 of the USA TA Achievement Leaderboard. I rode the two.
Your
I'm
BFF.
very, very mad at, even though he is my February lovebird, my one and only Valentine. Don't tell my wife. We need to complete some more games, Mr. Vatu.
I don't think my Lovebird is an active user on any site.
On any site.
I forgot about mine. Uh-oh.
Who
No,
is your
I've let mine
Lovebird name, Corey?
Fury87. Fury87. What has he been
Fury
playing?
and Hawkeye can hang out.
He's been chilling with Forza Horizon and Halo 5. Sounds fun. Oh, he played Reed Remastered. Suck it.
Oh, that's worth a lot of
Everyone
points.
else. It's worth it where it matters in my heart.
High Road and I finished Rocket League and Celeste and Subnautica, so some decent ones. Some twos. Oh, right. So he's in the top 1,000 of the USA Gamerscore leaderboard. Wow. Nicely done.
Good job.
Still hate you. All right. Peru celebrated his birthday. I guess even worst hosts ever have birthdays.
Happy
But he had
birthday,
one.
BFF Peru.
His birthday was on the 19th. I believe he turned 19, so that checks out. Superman Stan, Toadstyle Venom, celebrated his birthday on the 23rd. Elliot is very grumpy because he's in the last week of his 30s. So, that's the real reason for Grumposaurus.
Old man L.
Old man L.
Are you doing anything special for this milestone?
Eating a lot, so I guess it's just any other
He's
thing.
gonna have 40 pieces of birthday cake.
Or are you ditching your keto ways for your birthday?
Absolutely. Going to Chow Baby. You have Chow Babies over there?
Well, being older, that should
Uh-oh.
help you in this week's Xbox trivia.
Mm.
This
Ooh.
question.
Wait. Whoa.
What?
Hey, you're being very mean to Mr. Kingsman over here.
I don't know what
Who
you're talking
we
about.
may or may not have forgotten to mention his 500,000 gamer score twice in a row.
I don't know
Kenny,
what
you
you're
only
talking
made it 99% through Brad Camp. Come on now.
This is the one time he chooses not to look at the sheet.
Trevor? Question mark?
So Trevor question mark, who listens on iHeartRadio, that's his thing, while he walks his dog. So in the time it's taken to remember his 500,000 gamer score, he already has 520,000 gamer score. And as mentioned before, he had 18,000 achievements, and he's almost at 1 million TA score, and he has 360 completions. So why not? You're our community spotlight this week. And if anybody messages me the word Trevor, they win absolutely nothing.
Wow.
On to you, Kenny.
Okay, so yeah, like I was trying to do before. Xbox trivia. Question for
You going down,
B.
bitch.
My answer is
C.
E.
Yay!
man, and Sarah gets it. Question Xbox trivia of the week. Which of these games was the last OG Xbox game? Was it A, Madden 09, B, Chicken Little, C, 007 Nightfire, or D, Fusion Frenzy? So, answers again. A, Madden 09. B, Chicken Little. C, 007 Nightfire, or D, Fusion Frenzy?
Northly idea.
I actually feel confident about my answer on this one.
It's not Spiral Splatter.
Wait, no. I don't take mine back. Delete.
Take it back.
See, now he's looking up stuff.
No, I'm not. My hands are right here.
He's petting a puppy.
Oh.
Read the answers one more time.
It is A, Madden 09. B, Chicken Little. C, 007 Nightfire, or D, Fusion Frenzy?
Last OG Xbox release.
Last OG Xbox release. There you go with that answer.
Actually, I'm putting my answer back. Yeah.
Okay. Nate, Nell, what are your answers? Stop Googling. Or binging. Stop binging.
I'm going to guess that one.
Okay, so Nate has answered B, Chicken Little. And Sarah has answered A, Madden. Corey has answered A, Madden. And L has answered A, Madden.
So my reasoning is we were just looking at 360 games. And we're talking about 2007. You know, they released sports stuff like later. 09 seems like a good crossover time.
Well, that's a
crazy,
good line of
but-
thought because that is the answer. It is indeed
Yes,
A,
I knew it.
Madden.
Yeah. What were you thinking, Nate? I know you like movie tie-in games, but come on.
I was just thinking, what's going to be the last released game? It's not going to be a Madden. It's not going to be a sports title.
Well, like Just Dance is like the last living Wii game. Kind of goes together.
That was a good red herring.
It's just like yearly releases are good for, cross releases, I guess.
So let's add that into the scoreboard.
I think Brett Favre was on that one.
Bonus points if you can name him. Who's on it?
On the cover?
Yeah.
Definitely Brett Favre.
Oh, shoot.
I'm not going to participate. I'm going to look it up.
All right, look it up.
Fufu can participate if he hasn't looked it up.
Look it up, and if it's Brett Favre, I have some trivia about that, actually.
It's a guy in a green suit.
Brett Favre.
Hold on, I'm reading Wikipedia. Yes, it is.
It is. I'm
From
looking
the Green
at
Bay Packers, of course.
Looking at it. So yeah, I wasn't gonna say it, but yes, it is.
Dang cheeseheads. That's right,
some
Bug.
I
Oh,
was
right.
going to offer.
So the scoreboard as
I have
of right
some trivia
now.
about that, though. Wait, hold on. I have some trivia.
Okay, fine. Give me your trivia.
All right, go ahead. Give the
Oh
scoreboard
my
first
God.
while I look up the trivia.
So Nate not Nate, definitely not Nate. Elle and Corey are in the lead with 5 each. Nate has 1. Michelle has 2. She got a bonus point because she's not on all the time. So therefore, I'm going to do the same thing for you, Sarah. You also have 2 for getting
Yay.
it right. And
I'm
Chip,
ahead of Nate. Yay.
Nate has 1. Like I said, has 1, and Chip has -2. So you're so you're ahead of him as well.
Yay.
All right. So my trivia for Madden 09 is that a week before let's start this over. The reason they put Brett Favre on the cover is because he retired.
Allegedly.
A
Right.
week before the release, he came out of retirement and was on the New York Jets. So they actually made an alternate cover available that you could download and print out,
Huh.
and do a little slip cover into the thing if you wanted
Oh,
to.
that's interesting. I actually didn't know he was on the Jets. I thought he went right from the Packers to the Vikings.
Very briefly.
Interesting.
Go
I
Sports.
even have a Favre Jets jersey.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Nice. All right. Well, that show was crazy, and that has gone on long enough. So, with that,
Consistency is not our thing.
absolutely not. Let's get out of here. This is very late.
You're consistently inconsistent.
If you enjoyed the show, please like and review us on your platform of choice or on all of them. That's even better. If you want to get in contact with us, send us a Twitter tweet on the Twitter at Achievements101. Follow the Mixer, AH101, YouTube, Achievements101, Twitch, AH101. Join the Discord, discord.io/AH101. And if you can, help us out monetarily, check out our Patreon, patreon.com/achievementhunting101. This episode will be on there with a lot of extra craziness.
No.
So this will be interesting. This is going to be an interesting episode. All right, guys. Talk to you next week. Thank you for joining us, Sarah.
Testicles.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Welcome to Cheevwhiz. I am your host, Elroy OMJ, and I am pleased to have you back as we play a game that is no way Card Sharks. Nope. This is a completely original idea and has no similarity or any real or existing game show that has come before it. Yep, it's completely original, especially not one theoretically called Card Sharks. Now, before we get to the rules, why don't we meet our contestants? Our first contestant is Chewie. How's it going, Chewie?
Oh, yeah.
Alright.
No, that was terrible. No, that was still terrible.
I feel like the Wookiee's trying to sell us something. So it says here that you have some confession about skating that you'd like to let us know about.
Oh, yeah, so it's been weighing heavily on me that I'm actually a big fat faker.
Oh.
I cannot actually skate. I am not Chewie on ice.
This changes everything.
Yeah.
So it's Chewie on ice that can't skate?
I mean, yeah, if you put me on ice, then I'll end up on my face.
Oh, man. That's terrible. Our next challenger is no other than DinoBull.
Yeah, hey.
How's it going, man?
What's going on, man?
Sorry, I had to transition quickly there. I was getting really sad in the eyes there. And it says here that you're a fellow Southerner and that you dabble in the art of music.
Yeah, yes. If you want to look that up, dinobull.bandcamp.com. Just, it's right there. But
so if you're a Southerner, does that mean? I mean, I'm a Southerner too. Does that mean do you play the spoons or do you play the jug?
Sadly, neither. I'm sorry.
Oh,
sorry.
All right. Well, what do you play then?
Electronic music, just
Ooh.
on the keyboard.
Oh man, that's my kind of music.
Just making stuff like that.
Oh man, Chewie, you like the EDM? Oh, fantastic. All right. Well, let's take a look at our rules. All right. So, imagine, if you will, a board that you can't see, but that we can see. This board is very well designed. The person that designed it put a lot of work into this. And there is approximately 12 spots on the board. Now, these spots are numbered with numerical amounts: 80, 160, 240, 320, 400, 480, 560, 640, 720, 800, 900, and 1000, which just happens to be the progression of what I call the ACA grading scale. So this is how you get there. The contestants tonight are going for an ACA completion. They must answer each question, in which they will get an achievement, and that will lock the 80 gamer score, and then they'll move on to the 160 question, and then the 240 question, the 320 question, and they can keep progressing until they hit the 1000. Now, if they are unable to do that in one sitting, they will lose all progress and move back to the start. They can, however, hit pause on the game, which freezes the board at whatever square they are on, and then we will go to the next toss-up question. So we will start with a toss-up question to see who controls the board, and then we will go to the board, and they will answer questions to see how far they progress. And I'm sure I will explain this on the fly as we go. Now, if you would like a more in-depth look at the rules, go look at a game show that is not Card Sharks, and they will tell you the rules. Okay, So let's go to our first toss-up question. Chewie, you've been selected to go first.
Yes.
No, thank God.
Okay. So let's just jump into our first question. Now, not every superhero wears a cape.
True.
And not every superhero is actually a superhero. Regardless, the popularity is undeniable of Mr. Batman himself, as he has taught the world a very valuable message. When you have enough money, anything is possible. Especially possible is way too many games being made about you on the Xbox. Now, with that in mind, just how many tracked games are there with Batman in the title?
So, do we count
Wait, does
stacks as individual games?
Yes, each one. No. Each region, each whatever. If it's on the 360 and on the one, then that's 2. So they each count separate.
But like, what about like the Japanese ones too, or
is it tracked on TA?
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
As long as the word Batman is in the title and they didn't put Batman in some other language, then yes.
Oh, all right.
So okay. Should I explain my thinking, or would that give too much away?
Yeah, absolutely. No, we'd love to.
So we've got Arkham Asylum, and I believe there are 4 versions of that. There's the main one, Game of the Year, Windows Live, and I think is there a regional one as well, German or something? Then you've got City. Was there 2 versions of City? And Night. But then and Origins. But all of them were also done on the one, at least Arkham Asylum City were. So that's 9. Then you've got the 2 Telltale games. Then you've got the Lego games. Oh man. I'm going to say 10. Make it nice, round 10.
Okay. So you went with 10 after a very long rationale. But very entertaining nonetheless. So DinoBull, the question comes to you. Your opponent says that there is 10 titles that are tracked on TA that have the word Batman in the title.
Yes.
Do you think that number is going to be higher or lower
Higher.
than 10? Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Any rationale for this?
But you said the stacks count too, right? So
That's correct.
I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot more because there's like 4 Arkham games. There's 3 Lego games, I think. What else is there? Oh yeah, the Telltale ones. So I don't know. I feel like it's definitely gonna be higher.
Okay. Well, on TA, you can find the number of games with Batman in the title. Was that Dramatica? In the title is equal to 22.
Whoa!
Yeah. Yes, the 22. In case you're curious, I have the list pulled up here. Of course, I clicked on the wrong tab, but it is right here somewhere, and it includes Batman the Telltale series, Batman the Telltale series Win 10, Batman the Telltale series 360.
The blimmin' Telltale stacks. Oh, I didn't even think.
Yeah.
Oh.
Batman Arkham Asylum, Batman Arkham Asylum Japanese, Batman Arkham Asylum PC, Batman Arkham Asylum 360, Batman Arkham Asylum Game of the Year, Batman Arkham Asylum Game of the Year PC, Batman Arkham City, Batman Arkham City PC, Batman Arkham City 360, Batman Arkham Knight, Batman Arkham Origins, Batman Arkham Origins Blackgate Deluxe Edition, Batman the Enemy Within the Telltale series, the Batman the Telltale series Win 10, Lego Batman Japanese, Lego Batman 2, DC Superheroes, Lego Batman 3 Beyond Gotham, and Lego Batman 3 Beyond Gotham 360.
So more than 10, yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. And I might add for the purists out there that there is actually at least 25 Batman games that are tracked. However, there are 3 that do not have Batman in the title, which include Gotham City Imposters.
Yeah.
There's 2 of those, and I did not include The Dark Knight Rises because it does not say Batman, and you don't get more than 1 name. Sorry, my rules. So, 22 is the answer. Now, DinoBull, you have control of the board. Now, the board works a little different. In honor of the GTAS we have going on, we have basically a list of games here that people should probably be looking at, because at this point in the contest, you might need a little influx of TA. So we looked at all the games that have at least 5,000 TA.
Oh, no.
And so I'm going to give you the name of a game, and that is your starting point.
Okay.
And then I'm going to give you the name of the next game. And you're going to have to tell me if the TA in that game is higher or lower than the card that you currently have.
Cool.
All right. So I got this deck of cards here. A shout out to Jessica, who is my student worker, who created these cards for me today during second period. Thank you, Jessica. And so let's see what your first starting point is. It is no other than Shape Up. I can't tell if you can tell that.
Yeah.
This?
Yes, I can
Okay.
read it. Yeah.
Okay. Now, for those of you at home, this is the theater of the mind here. I'm actually holding up a card. I got my camera going for them, and I have, Shape Up is on the card. Okay. So, with Shape Up, is that going to be higher or lower than
Oh, wait.
Crimson
Okay.
Dragon?
That's higher.
So you're saying Shape Up is higher
No,
than
no,
Crimson?
no, no, no. Crimson Dragon is. Or is that?
Okay.
Yeah, Crimson Dragon is higher.
All right. Have you played these, or?
I played Crimson Dragon.
You seem very familiar with Crimson Dragon.
Yeah, I
and,
played that.
You were a little lukewarm on the.
Yeah,
other one
I'm
there.
probably being way too confident about this, but Crimson Dragon, that one's higher.
All right. And for some reason, I cannot find it on my list, but I do know, however, that you are correct for 80 gamer
Hell
score.
yeah.
Shape Up only had a lowly 5,003, so it just barely made the list. So yes, you are correct. All right. Would you like to freeze or pause? Because your next game is Call of Duty Infinite Warfare.
That's above 5,000? What?
Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. Would you like to freeze or go ahead and say whether Crimson Dragon is higher or lower in TA than Call of Duty Infinite Warfare?
I'm going to say Crimson Dragon's higher.
All right.
I don't think so.
No? No?
Crimson DinoBull is saying that Crimson Dragon is higher than Call of Duty Infinite Warfare on the TA board.
For sure. No doubt.
I am so sorry. It is, in fact, lower. Crimson Dragon only has 5,093. You have been reset back to square one. However, in your rush to doing so, you have opened the door for Chewie, who now gets a shot at the board. You have Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. Do you think that is going to be higher or lower in TA than Super Hot on the X-Bone?
So Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, I believe, must have lots of DLC. Super Hot was games with gold, though, wasn't it? And I don't think it's all that easy. I think Super Hot is higher.
All right. Let's see. This was a close one. Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, 5,201 TA. But with slightly more, 71 more is super hot on the Expo. So yes,
Super hot.
You have now got one achievement on the ACA grading scale. Would you like to freeze or move forward when I tell you that your next one? I have got to shuffle these. Is Gears Pop.
Oh, I mean, higher. Gears Pop is higher.
All right. I think that this was pretty self-explanatory. And yes, by about twice as much, Gears Pop is actually currently at around 12,000. So yes, I think that's significantly higher than the 5,000 of Super Hot X Boner. So, Chariot. Is Gears Pop higher or lower?
See, that's another Games with Gold.
Get it wrong.
It's another Games with Gold. And
you can always freeze if you need.
Don't freeze.
It's one of the hardest, although I'm sure Mario and Wackapale would say otherwise. I'm going to freeze. I've choked.
All right. So, he has elected to pause the game at the 160 mark, thus ensuring that he will never go below that moment, or that score, if you will. And I just hit something that froze it. Okay, so we're just going to put you a freeze right there. Freeze. Okay. All right. That takes us to our second toss-up question. All righty. Here you go. So this one goes to you, DinoBull. All right. Anyone who wishes to stay alive in the GTASCTT probably should be familiar with a certain craft. A craft that takes place deep in the bowels of the earth and is played best as we empty our bowels in the toilet. Yes, Minecraft has been available on just about everything, from the Kindle to smart thermostats. And it will give you buckets full of TA no matter which version you use. Just how much, though? That's the question. How much total TA does all the various Minecraft games fetch you? This does not include that bastardization Telltale product. We're just strictly sticking to the Minecraft game itself.
I don't even have like a. I don't got nothing for that. It's I'm just gonna. I'm gonna throw out maybe 30,000 TA.
30,000 TA.
Yeah.
Are you sure about this? Have you thought about maybe listing out all the different versions?
Oh yeah. Let me think of all the different versions. That'd probably help.
Because you might be forgetting.
I know the other 361, the Xbox One version, the mobile version, I think, Windows 10.
That's how you get it in the toilet, is that mobile version. It's hard to drag the X-Bone in there.
I've never really looked into the Minecraft stacks though. That's my problem here. Is I don't really. I'm just gonna up it a little bit. I'm gonna say 40,000.
Okay.
See, I'm gonna call foul on that because you should have accepted his first answer.
Is 40,000 even that much better?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay, so
I mean,
Chewie, do you think it's higher or lower than 35,000? I'm splitting the difference.
Oh yeah, okay, all right.
Yeah, so I mean, if you, so I was thinking in my head, I was thinking 45, because I was thinking I could think of about 9 or so stacks, and let's say there's about 5,000 on each, roughly, ish, maybe. So I reckon higher than 35 or even 40.
Okay, so the total amount of TA in the Minecraft series is what we're looking at. Now, before I give you the answer, keep in mind there is the regular edition, there is the Xbox 360 edition, there's the Xbox One edition, there's the Windows Phone edition, there's the Windows 10 edition, there's the Switch edition, there's the Kindle Fire edition, there's the iOS version, there's the Gear VR edition, there's the Apple TV edition, there's the Android edition. This brings us to a grand total of 76,642. So yes, it is in fact higher.
Nice.
Damn it.
Okay, Chewie, you have control of the board. You are currently at the 160 gamer score on our grading scale. So you get a new fresh card here. You get Xbox Fitness. Okay. Is Xbox Fitness higher or lower in TA than Jurassic World Evolution?
Ooh. I'm going to say it is higher.
All right. Xbox Fitness clocks in with 11,410. Jurassic World Evolution, even though it's basically a working sim, so if you just like to work all day, then maybe this is the game for you. Sorry, Foof.
But it's working with dinosaurs. Dinosaurs, man.
That's true. that is a perk until they eat you. And it clocks in at 9,654 TA. So yes, it is in fact higher than that. You have moved on to the 240 achievement range. Your next card is Crackdown 3 Campaign. Is Crackdown 3 Campaign higher or lower than Jurassic World Evolution?
Jurassic World Evolution was 9,000 some?
9,654.
Yeah, I feel like it's not that high. I'm going to say lower.
Crackdown 3 Campaign clocks in at 6,838, which is in fact lower than Jurassic World Evolution, the working sim. You have progressed on to 320 gamer score. Your next wonderful card is How to Survive Storm Warning Ed.
That game
I guess
sucks.
edition, extreme edition. I don't know what's Ed. I really don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's time we talk about ED. I see commercials about that.
So wait, you've played this one, DinoBull?
Barely. I played it for 30 minutes, and then it crashed on me, and I had to start it all over.
You remember how much TA it had?
If I did, I would totally tell you.
Yeah. So it was Games with Gold at one point.
Yes.
It's a nice influx of points if you are GTASCTTing. There's a couple of cheats that allow you to get a couple of the bigger ones pretty quick. Just a little FYI, there's a bit by Wakapale who goes into it on his little Waka's Gamer Score Wonders if you look through the archives. So what say you? Would you like to pause the game, or would you like to tell me if How to Survive Storm Warning Ed is higher or lower than NTA than Crackdown 3 Campaign?
So I'm going to go with my Wookiee intuition.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to say it is lower than Crackdown.
Okay.
Oh.
Crackdown 3 Campaign had 6,838 TA.
I'm clenching.
How to Survive Storm Warning Erectile Dysfunction is 6,315, which is in fact lower. Yes. All right.
Ooh, I can breathe.
That was a close one, man. That was only about 500 between those two.
Yeah, I thought it was more like
this-
around the 5,000 mark, if I was to guess.
Yeah, this one, it's just so bad. You know, you start it and you're just like, okay, and then it just goes to hell. Yeah. Okay. We're moving on to the 480 for 480 gamer score. You have How to Survive Storm Warning, ED. Is that higher or lower in TA than
Oh.
Pumped BMX Pro, who is apparently leaving Game Pass soon? It makes me a little sad. I
Okay.
still got some stuff to do on Pumped BMX Pro.
So it's Game Pass, which means it's probably inflated. Is it that inflated, though? I'm freezing. Pause.
Pausing.
I pause.
Okay.
Ah!
We will pause. Okay. He has elected to pause at the 480 or the 400 spot. All right. In case you were curious, before we throw this card away, it was very close. How to Survive Storm Warning Ed was 6,315. Pumped BMX Pro was, in fact, lower with 6,182. Very close, those two. Probably should shuffle my deck.
Was the How to Survive game Games for Gold? Or...
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, and then people picked it up and played it, and it was just not fun at all.
Yeah.
I think that's where it all went wrong for them. So, yeah, people tend not to like your game when it sucks.
Yeah.
Just thinking out loud here. Okay. All right. So back to you, Mr. Wookie. 93 tracked games with Kinect enabled exist. Yeah, it's enabled. Including hits like Draw a Stickman Epic, Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, and Soda Drinker Pro. But Microsoft was really proud of that Kinect. Can't talk. Microsoft was really proud of that Kinect, however. And they didn't want it just enabled. They wanted it to be required. So that leads us to our next question. Just how many more games are required to use the Kinect than is just enabled on the Kinect?
Okay, so not how many games are required, but how many more games are required.
How many more games are you required to use the Kinect than are enabled on the Kinect?
Huh. And this is 360 and one Connect.
Not Windows Phone.
Okay. So I feel like I want to say there's all the sports gems ones. There's all those Fun Lab ones.
Oh yeah. And they are fun.
There's obviously adventures, all the Dance Central ones, all the Just Dance ones. I want to say... I'm going to say 60.
60. So
60.
Mr. Chewie is saying that there are 60 more tracked games in which you are required to use the Kinect than is enabled on the Kinect. All right, DinoBull. Do you think it is higher or lower than 60?
Is it alright if I asked to repeat how many were like Connect period were on TA? Is that
there was
fair?
93. When I read the question, it said 93 are enabled. So so how many more than 93?
I'm gonna say higher.
All right. So there was 93 tracked games on Connected where it's or on TA where it is enabled. However, there is 91 required Connect games, thus making the difference of 98, which is in fact higher than 60. So DinoBull,
Nice.
you got control of the board. You are at 0. Your opponent is at 400 where he is frozen.
Mm-hmm.
So you got some ground to make up here. Your first card is Grip.
Oh, no. Okay. All right.
Grip has 9,637 TA. So is that higher or lower than Super Lucky's Tale?
Grip's higher.
So Grip with 9,637, you were saying is higher than Super Lucky's Tale.
Wait, no. Actually, wait, can I take it back? No, Super Lucky Tales.
Nope.
No, I can take it
Nope.
back. Okay.
Nope.
All right. Okay. Yes.
Because yes, you are correct.
No. wait.
I wanted you to get on the board. I mean, I felt bad for you, man. Okay. You have 80 gamer score. Because you correctly identified without any hesitation that Grip has 9,637 TA, which is a lot more than Super Lucky Tale's 5,284. So you were spot on that one.
Yeah, spot on. No
Okay.
doubt. No doubt.
So is Super Lucky's Tale higher or lower in TA than Dead Rising 4 on the PC?
Super Lucky Tales is higher.
Okay. Super Lucky's Tale with 5,284 TA is in fact lower than Dead Rising 4 PC's 14,604 TA. So if you are wanting to stay alive in GTAS, you might go and get Dead Rising 4 for the PC because it is worth 14,604 freaking TA, and that is not a tough game. Okay. Since you fizzled, you go back to 0, Mr. DinoBull, thus leaving the door wide open for Chewie to make a run.
I should have froze.
Chewie, your first card is Just Cause 4.
Ooh.
Which clocks in at 9,865 TA.
Okay.
Is that higher or lower than Rocksmith 360?
Rocksmith on the 360. No, I own this.
You own it?
The
Do you actually play
Rocksmith.
Okay.
No. It has a DLC. I don't think it would be that high though. Just Cause. It's not like a mainstream game, so I don't think it has as many track gamers probably. 9,000 is a lot. I'm going lower.
Okay. You're saying that Rocksmith 360 is in fact lower than Just Cause 4.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
Okay. For 480 gamer score.
Mm-hmm.
You are, but before I tell you the answer, let me tell you, I am part of the problem of bringing up Rocksmith. I have one achievement in that freaking game because my wife says she want to learn the guitar. And so I got her the thing for learning the guitar. She played it twice, I think, passed the tuning test, which popped an achievement, and then she put it down and never touched it again. I have no musical talent. And so it is one of those games. It's actually been, I've discussed this game as the game that I would most like to remove from my tag. So I hate Rocksmith. There you go. There was the ringing endorsement for it. Correct. It is lower. It clocks in at 5,283 TA. Okay. So for 560 gamer score, you're getting close to that gentleman 720 here.
Yep.
Is Rocksmith 360 higher or lower than Halo Master Chief Collection?
Well, all right.
I know. Now, keep in mind that a lot of people have played this game, and but it's really hard to tune a guitar. And there might be a lot of people whose wives put this on their tag and never played again. I'm just saying. This one's tough.
So these are
I mean, you can always freeze. You can always freeze.
these are,
So Rocksmith
Yeah, freeze.
these are
But
games
it's
that
5,000.
are more than 5,000, right?
Yeah.
And how much was Rocksmith? 5,000.
283.
So Halo could
Mm.
be between 5,000 and 5,200.
Yeah, because it's only like 4. I think I don't know anything about Halo, but I think it's like 2 games or 3 games, and so it's a little bundle there.
It's quite niche.
Yeah.
That is higher.
So,
it is a higher,
Oh,
much higher,
okay.
all the way up to the top.
Yes. This one's a close one. So with 5,283 TA and Rocksmith, it is slightly lower than 25,628. Yes, you are correct. It is in fact higher. Yes, Master Chief is in fact higher. You are got your 560 gamer score. You are moving on into 640 land here. So this is quite nice here. Okay. So now you have Halo Master Chief Collection. Is that higher or lower than Lonely Mountain Downhill? And I just noticed that my student worker put Downhill instead of downhill. She couldn't read my handwriting. So is Halo Master Chief Collection with its 25,628 TA higher or lower than Lonely Mountains Downhill?
I mean, pretty much everything is lower than the Master Chief Collection, isn't it? So
yeah, I think maybe,
yeah,
probably.
I feel quite
Yeah.
confident to say that Lonely Mountain Downhill is lower.
Yes, it is normally a very formidable opponent with its 13,330 TA. But yes, you are correct. Halo has slightly more, and by slightly I mean twice as much. Yes, which is better than 5 times as much. Yeah. So this brings you up to you have 640 gamer score. You're going for the 720 gentleman's completion there, and so is Lonely Mountain Downhill with its 13,330 higher or lower than Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe?
Wait, how much was Lonely Mountain Downhill?
13,330. There's a lot of grinding in this game.
There is.
But there is grinding in this game as well. And I keep forgetting that you can't, not everyone that's hearing my voice can see it. I think I jiggled the card in my right hand, which has Mortal Kombat on it. And then I jiggled the card in my left hand, which is Lonely Mountains. So there you go. I think we're all caught up now.
I think, so Lonely Mountain is Game Pass, isn't it? I think.
Yes. It came out, and then there was some unobtainables in it, I believe, where you couldn't get some of the grindy ones, but then they fixed it, and then a bunch of people went and got them. Some nice TA, like for running into rocks and crap like that and trees. Mortal Kombat, I don't know much about that game.
Wasn't it Games with Gold? Was that one Games with Gold? Maybe not.
I don't know much about it, to be honest. I know that I don't want to play it. I know that much.
So 13,000 is still a high TA, so I'm going to risk it, and I'm going to say Mortal Kombat is lower.
Okay.
13,000 is big.
Yes. So Lonely Mountains Downhill with its 13,300 or 330. That is slightly higher than Mortal Kombat DC Universe with its 5,654. So yes, you are correct. Mortal Kombat is lower. you have moved on to your 800 achievement question.
I'm playing with fire here.
You are. Now, keep in mind, if you lose this next question, you will back all the way up to 400, which I'm sure Dino Bull would be very excited to see happen, given that he is just figuring out the rules or something. Okay.
I'm here, man. You know?
All right. So, Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe. With its 5,654, is that higher or lower than Minecraft Xbox 360 Edition? Yeah. That's her second Minecraft question today.
Yeah. So I believe the 360 has one of the highest TAs because it kept releasing updates after a lot of people had moved off the 360.
Mm-hmm.
So the aquatic ones a lot of people didn't get. And there's no realm or anything.
Is this the one that you cannot use an achievement world for? Or is
Yeah.
that a different one?
Most of it you can do in the tutorial world though.
Oh, okay. I've never played it, so.
I feel like it's tickling the edges of Mortal Kombat though. So I'm gonna freeze. Not risk. It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
All right. All right. So Chewie has elected to freeze at. Oh wait, no, that was going for that one. So you froze at the 720 area. Okay. So you have frozen at the 720. There are 720 gentlemen's completion is safe. So Mortal Kombat DC Universe has 5,654 TA, which is, in fact, lower than Minecraft Xbox 360 Edition, and you really undersold it there. It has 10,595 TA.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah. Your first clue should have been that previous question where we had 78,000 or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing that out there. Okay, well, that leads us to our next toss-up question. I believe, DinoBull, this one goes straight to you, does it not? Chewie, I feel like you've beaten him into submission already. This is not good.
I have this. I'm gonna win.
All right. So there's this game. It's called Bros of War. Y'all heard of it? Yep. It's a popular series for the old Xbox world, and it has lots of sequels and whatnot. People just can't seem to get enough of Marcus and Dim Boys. So, looking at the Bros of War series, which includes Bros of War 2, Bros of War Judgment, Bros of War 3, Bros of War 4, and Bros of War 5. Well, I'm sorry, just Bros 5. There's no war there. They're just Bros 5. Now, this does not include Bros Pop, that Japanese crap. This is Merca, and not including any Ultimate editions because you got Bros in it. You don't need to be Ultimate. It's already Ultimate enough. And no Windows PC stuff either. We're keeping it just mainline Xbox 360 and Xbone. Okay, so with those 5 games, what is the average number of tracked gamers for these games on TA? So you take the number of gamers for each of those 5 or 6. I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm sorry, 6 games. I forgot about Judgment. So Bros 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and Judgment. Take their average number of gamers. So what do you suppose that number is, Mr. DinoBull?
I'm gonna say.
Now keep in mind, since we've been talking about the GTASCTT a lot here, just don't forget that 100,000 people just came out of nowhere.
Oh,
like damn locusts, they were. Bros of War about to come in and start cleaning them up.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I'm just trying to, keep some perspective here.
Yeah. Well, damn, that changes what I was gonna say then.
I think, what are we up to, like 500,000 track gamers now or something like that? I forget. Yeah, I forget. But anyway.
So there's 6 games, right?
Yeah. So we're looking at the average, not the total. Not the total, just the average.
Oh, the average between each game?
So, for example, if 5 people play Bros of War 1 and 10 people play Bros of War 2, you might guess somewhere around 8.
Okay, I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say 40,000.
40,000.
For the average.
Okay. Is that your final answer?
Yeah, just because of like the bump. Because I was gonna say like 20,000 or 30,000, but because of that bump, I'm gonna say 40,000 maybe.
Okay. So, Mr. Chewie, your opponent has said that the average of the number of players on Bros of War, Bros of War 2, Bros of War Judgment, Bros of War 3, Bros of War 4, and Bros 5 is 40,000. Do you think that number is going to be higher or lower?
I mean, how many track gamers have we got? 500,000, you say?
Yes.
I'd say
I think that's right.
that.
Don't quote me on that.
I'd say
it may be like 400 and something.
I'd say a high proportion of those will have played Gears. I'd say you're looking at least 150, 200,000 per game, I think. Yeah, higher, definitely higher.
All right. Chewie says that the average of the number of tracked gamers for Bros of War, Bros of War 2, Bros of War Judgment, Bros of War 3, Bros of War 4, and Bros 5 is higher than 40,000. Let me just read you the numbers. Bros 1 had 341,603. Bros 2 had 330,151. Now, Judgment, you're close on. It only has 175,784. Gears 3, 311,562. 4, 232,239. And 5, 179,690. Now, I'm not that bad at math, but that does compute to around 261,838 average, which is slightly higher than 40,000.
Well, I wasn't that far off.
So, yes, Chewie, you have control of the board.
Nice.
All right. You are at the 720 mark. You only need to answer 3 more correctly to get your ACA completion. Okay. Your first starting point is Star Wars Battlefront.
Oh, jeez. I should know this.
No.
Hey, DinoBull.
Star Wars
Hey, DinoBull, do you want to get shot in the face?
No,
I assume that you've shot him in the face many
Oh,
times.
many times.
Oh, man.
Yeah, usually the back of the face when he's not looking.
Those stink grenades, all that stuff. Just...
Yes. I completely skipped over, but Chewie, you decided to challenge DinoBull. What was your rationale for choosing DinoBull as your opponent?
Well, so it actually comes from Star Wars Battlefront, because when we play boosting sessions and we play with Death Dealers, the sounds that DinoBull makes when he's being killed by Death Dealers are so entertaining. I thought I would try and translate that onto the podcast when I destroy him in Cheevwhiz.
I'm gonna win, so I don't know if it'll translate.
Do you feel like he's making those noises yet?
I mean, he's close. He's not quite. I think I need to shoot him in the face, maybe, to get it out.
All right. Well, Star Wars Battlefront, a game I'll never play, is at 5,163 TA. Do you think that is going to be higher or lower than Fighters Uncaged? Oh man,
yeah, crotch cocaine.
My game.
Back again.
Oh man. Yeah. I was gonna say you could shoot him in the face, or you could just throw some crotch cocaine right in his eyes.
So you said Star Wars was 5,000 some.
5,163.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to go higher just by the law of averages.
I would have thought that it was because you held on to every word that I talked about in that back-to-back, and where I clearly said that Fighters Uncaged, man, it's got like 7,363 TA in it, which is how much it has. So yes, it is in fact higher,
Oh,
moving you
man.
up to 800 gamer score. Okay. Fighters Uncaged with its 7,363 gamer score and 1 vial of crotch cocaine. Is that higher or lower than Gems of War?
Oh, Gems of War is a big one. Loads of title updates, massive ratios. Gems of War is higher.
All right. Oh, sorry. These are getting out of order here, or out of, I don't know. Gems of War. You said higher?
Higher. Gems of War higher.
Just slightly?
By a significant margin, I would say.
Well, as fun as it is to fight everyone in Fighters Uncaged for 7,363 gamers or TA, Gems of War clocks in with 17,195 TA, thus giving you 900
Oh no!
and putting you in a fine spot of, running this thing out of here. So, man, I almost feel like I should find you a really good one here.
You gotta find him a hard one. Come on.
All right, hold
you
on.
gotta,
Let me
you
get
gotta.
let's see here. Let's give him a good one here.
It's a fix.
Okay. For some reason, my card doesn't say it, but what I think the card's trying to say is Gems of War, is that higher or lower than Sea of Thieves?
Ooh. So you got me with that one. Freeze.
No!
All right. You have frozen at the 900 mark.
Chill out.
Oh, I messed
Sea of
up.
Thieves actually has, let's see, Gems of War. I got gears on the brain. Gems of War clocks in at 17,195. Sea of Thieves, however, has 23,029, almost topping Halo, but not quite. All right. That takes us to our next toss-up question. Okay. Now, when completing games, the path of least resistance is always the best. Let's just be honest. Even though my knowledge of TA is limited at times, I am yet to find anyone who has an asterisk for actually trying in the game as opposed to using a cheat, a cheese, a dev option, or especially a walkthrough. Now, there are many a walkthrough on TA, and God bless those hardworking men and women on TA who add them so that gamerscore junkies like myself can inject those Cheevos into my veins faster. With that in mind, what % of the release-tracked games on TA have such walkthrough?
Ooh.
Okay, I believe Chewie is. You're up. So you take all the total games on TA,
Yeah.
and then released, not unreleased, because if it's unreleased, it's probably not a walkthrough. So released games, and then you compare it to how many games have walkthroughs.
So I feel like, based on personal experience, I feel like it's less than half. I'm going to say 35%.
Okay. So 35%. So Mr. DinoBull,
Okay.
this is a big question here.
Yes.
You don't want Chewie to go wild on this board here. He's pretty far along. So
Yeah.
he seems to think that only 35% of the games on TA have walkthroughs.
So like full on walkthroughs, right? Like not just saying like little guides and achievements or anything. Like just
like if they have a little asterisk, which I do like, but only because it's up on the walkthrough tab, and that means that there's one that exists. So, not just little helpful tips on each achievement. Full blown, walkthroughs for the whole game, supposedly, or presumably, I should say.
Man, I don't know. I'm gonna say lower.
All right. Any reason for guessing lower?
Also from personal experience, I feel like a lot of games I play just don't have walkthroughs on them, so just judging off of that.
Okay. Well, let me tell you, it is very close. The guess was very good. So there's 5,597 tracked games on TA that are released. Of those, there is 2,310 with walkthroughs. So yes, it is less than half, but how less than half? Well, the correct answer is 41.2%. That was a hell of a guess, Chewie.
Yeah, I just thought like 1 in 3, pretty much.
That was good. So 41%. I didn't realize it was that high. Honestly, that's pretty cool. So, all right, well, Chewie, you have control of the board. You can put DinoBull out of his misery on this turn. All right, so your first contestant is Happy Dungeons.
Which version?
You know what? I do not know, so I am going to take that one off the board. Your first one is... I just realized I didn't write that information down. It is Westerado Double Barrel.
Great game. High TA.
Yeah. I believe there's also a walk appeal, something about that as well.
And a good walkthrough on the site. Speaking of walkthroughs.
All right. So that is at 5,794 TA. Now, for the win, and to move on to the next round, is that higher or lower than Friday the 13th, the game?
That game is notoriously a massive grind fest.
Yeah, you got to play like 1,000.
Like thousands of matches, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. You have to play as Jason. I mean, I play as Jason every day. I don't know. It's just kind of... that was actually pretty good.
It was Games with Gold as well, wasn't it?
Yep.
So
it's sitting in my console. I can play it anytime if I ever wanted to. I don't think there's a good way to boost it at this point.
So Westerado, Game Pass, fairly complicated ITA, but you said around 5,000 something, so Friday the 13th has to be higher than that. Games with Gold, massively grindy, higher for Friday the 13th. I'm laying it out there.
All right.
Come on, Jason.
I'll get there, don't worry. For the win, Westerado, double-barreled, with its 5,794 TA, is... And before I let you go, let me just say that I really appreciate everyone coming on with that. But Friday the 13th has 8,139 TA, which is in fact higher. Thus, Chewie, winner, chicken dinner, my man.
Yes! Clean sweep.
Whatever.
Whatever. Who cares? No big deal.
I think this is the part where you shoot him in the face.
I'll take him round back.
Oh man!
You already did. You stomped me, dude.
That was a curb stomping.
Yes. Can I teabag his corpse?
Please don't. No.
Oh man. Well, guys, I do appreciate you coming on. DinoBull, I'm sorry it didn't work out for you.
Yeah.
Any parting thoughts on your way out the door?
Nothing PG. I can't.
Oh, but well, maybe this just wasn't your thing.
Yeah, maybe not.
There will be other Cheevwhizes coming in the future that won't have to do with knowing how much TA's in games, where you don't have to guess, 40, 30,000 for something that's like 80,000.
It's a lot of numbers,
40,
man.
40,000 for 250,000.
Hey, I said some pretty stupid things. I said there was 10 Batman games.
Oh, that's right.
You did say that.
That seems so small now. Oh man. All right. Well, anyway, guys, I appreciate you for coming. Chewie, you have moved on to the next round.
Nice.
We will see you again as you will attempt to make it to the finals. DinoBull, there's nothing, man.
It was a good time though. It was fun.
All right. Yeah, I think DinoBull will next be featured on Achievement Wildlife Hunters. Possibly.
Yeah, possibly.
We'll see if we can make that happen. I'm sure he has some thoughts on skunks. So there you go. All right, guys. Well, thank you all for joining us today. That's all the time we have. Cue the cheesy music. Peace.
Thank you.
See ya.
Hello, I'm Wakapale, and this week I'm going to tell you about a game that made me angrier than any other for quite some time. It is in Game Pass and supposedly a quick completion by AAA standards, with an estimate of 8 to 10 hours for 42 achievements worth 1000 gamer score and 1700 TA. Admittedly, I did not do my homework and dived right in without any research. Don't make my mistake if you want this to be a relatively painless completion. I'm talking about Tekken 7. I hated the first few hours playing it until I went online and looked up how to actually play the game. As a Tekken newbie, I did not know any characters or combos and expected the story mode to help me learn. It did not teach me how to play the game at all. I had set it to normal difficulty and lost a fair share of matches trying to figure out the game until I realized the AI did not know how to handle rapidly spamming the quick punch button, which was slow but a painless way to win most fights. You don't have to play on normal. You can drop the difficulty down to easy without missing any achievements, which will make this easier and quicker. The story is super serious, but it is so over the top it can't be taken seriously, which must be intentional. A running joke seems to be characters getting killed and then miraculously survive somehow with barely a scratch. The only character that does not show up again after being killed was thrown into a volcano, but he'll likely show up in a sequel somehow. Make sure you finish the story mode or the 4 online achievements first, as content is not unlocked in the treasure battle until the story is finished. The final 2 fights must be completed by pulling off a special move to defeat your opponent. If you do not, the enemy will instantly kill you with a special attack if you don't use your special attack on it in time. Fortunately, you can just activate it by pressing RB if you don't know the actual command for your super attack. There's also a bonus story mission after the credits roll, as well as a bunch of one-fight character stories, which are super silly and fortunately you only have to complete 10 of them. I believe there are 30 to choose from, but the first 10 are all quick and easy. To avoid an unhealthy rise of your blood pressure, make sure you find 4 players to boost the online, because doing it legit is infuriating. It took me hours to get 3 simple achievements because it worked so atrociously bad. I only had to win a play match, a ranked match and a tournament match. Sounds easy enough, but the matchmaking was beyond horrid, and I either ended up with opponents that easily crushed me, had super bad connection and slowly lagged through the match before disconnecting, or asshats that quit out right before I won, robbing me of my achievement. The tournament mode is especially bad as it requires 4 players to start, and usually my opponent disconnected before our fight started. I then had to wait for the current matchup to finish before my opponent once again dropped out, and I ended up in the finals against an opponent who easily beat the crap out of me. You also need to finish 10 online matches. Winning doesn't matter, but it won't count if your opponent disconnects before the match is over, which they very frequently do. With the story mode and online out of the way, most of your time will be spent on the treasure battle mode. You have to win around 60 matches to reach warrior rank, with losses subtracting from your progress. To make this easy, play as Katarina, the boob lady among the lower left characters on the character select screen. All you have to do through most of your fights is mash the B button, which unleashes a ridiculously overpowered combo. Some of your matches will be special fights against extra powerful opponents. You need to win 3 of these for an achievement, and since these fights are random, I got 2 of them in 50 matches. I'd hope to be done with the treasure battle mode after reaching warrior rank, but this stupid luck-based achievement took me what felt like forever, as I very rarely got them, and when I did, I lost 2 of them as well, as they are way more difficult than ordinary fights. After playing Tekken 7 for a few hours, I started enjoying it, but I really hated the online and the luck-based achievements. I think playing the game under time pressure made me hate it more than it deserved, but it still has other issues, chief among them the long and plentiful load times. You should probably avoid Tekken 7 for GTASCTT, unless you have plenty of time to spare. Have a nice day, everyone.
Yeah, so I haven't done this thing with my hands. What was that? You did it perfectly, Sarah. It must be a girl thing.
You're saying she's good with her hands?